we're back to the downside as far as the overall market is concerned. Just keeping my eye on these comments coming through still from Fed's Bullard now saying money supply data points to lower inflation. So surprisingly dovish, I guess, from Bullard this afternoon, but we did get that move back higher initially. Now trying to hold for both the S&P 500, 3840, 3850. And the NASDAQ as well, trying to get back to the upside also, but still, unfortunately, in negative territory for the overall market. Here's how things are shaping up as we head into the final 2 trading hours of the afternoon here. 0.82 for the S&P, 0.89 for the Dow. NASDAQ leads 1.1, similar to what we saw yesterday at this point as well. Back in negative territory. Bullard now saying highly doubts any change coming for inflation target setting soon. So a lot of people have been discussing that. I've been reading in the terms of, will the Fed just finally come out and say, we're not trying to get to 2% anymore. It's going to be 3 or 4 maybe instead that we're trying to get to. But no change apparently from Bullard right now. 0.81 right now for the S&P. That's the way the board looks overall. Consumer staples providing some big movers today. That's Warner Brothers. WBD is Warner Brothers, not WBA. Back to the downside there for PCT. Oh no, that's food and staples. What am I talking about? That's Walgreens. They reported this morning. Wow, I'll be okay. Constellation Brands is what I was concentrating on there. 8.6% to the downside as well. LW, 9.5%. Meanwhile, upside off a good report for them. That down there is Warner Brothers, 4% in positive territory. Energy stocks back to the upside here, along with crude on a bit of a bounce here this afternoon after a pretty ugly couple of days for oil. Remember, it was down 5% when all was said and done yesterday. WDC, positive analyst note this morning suggesting demand going to go through the roof here in the next couple of weeks for specifically for hardware components for computers, not necessarily for the devices themselves. But the rest of the tech group, as we know, yep, negative once again. That didn't take very long. So that's the way the board is looking right now. The lay of the land for the S&P 500. It's very hot in here for some reason this afternoon. I don't know what's going on.
Prad's doing some
Prad's switching, but he's also switching the temperature apparently. We're going to get going, as we always do, with a little bit of a look back at what we were talking about this morning in the pre-market. Ton of little ones, including HKD, obviously. Crazy move. Once again for AMTD Digital. Shawn is here. He's going to lead the way this afternoon with a look at one of his trades.
Hey guys, it's your trade of the day, and it's brought to you as usual by Day Trade the World. Make sure you scan that QR code below to start your prop trading floor today. Look, I've tweeted it out. You can follow me at TraderTV Shawn. We tweeted out this Google trade. It's been fantastic. Unfortunately, I was in a production meeting and I missed this bottom, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, today, kind of a slippery slope. We started off the day by turning over into a bear, and it was like so frustrating because in the pre-market you could, well, actually I've zoomed out now. We got a nice comment from Bullard creating the stock to go back up to the upside, but we basically were selling off pretty much all morning. And here's Google, we're at the open making moves down, down, down. We started, of course, to make these lows created by, you know, higher low or lower high, lower bottoms, lower, lower, lower. The highs are up here, high, 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 as it keeps on going. So we were very, very much range bound on Google today, but let me explain why we picked Google and what the whole story was about with that name. So I actually put it over here quickly. I have Google up here right now, 8650. We're still long this name. So because, and I get this question often, right? We actually answered this on the show the other day, and that was, where do we pick our levels and what do we look at? When the market was fading out, and sorry I zoomed in too much on this, but as the market was coming down in the pre-market, I said, what stocks do we know are near their bottoms that might support? Because I wasn't feeling like there was any economic news too much today. There was some jobs reports, but to the downside, I felt like we got that move. So what I want to do is find something that had pretty good bottoms that we could go back a couple days. This goes all the way back to December 22nd, December 28th. Right back in, that week didn't happen. And then yesterday off this bottom. But we waited for 86, and that's what I'm trying to get at here. We take a first take there, right away. Stock comes down, we get 87, we get some out at 87.40. Then look what happens. We let the market come back in. That's another 87. That's a little bit lower. Another 87 long. Look at the drop back down. This is where we finally put on some big shares. And on the sticky note that I have out there for you every day on Twitter, I talked about this 86.50 level. So that's exactly what we waited for. We waited for 86.50. We did some work. We thought 86 would be the bottom. If 86 is going to be the bottom, then we're taking some longs here. And look at this blow up to the upside. Bang, goes right up to the upside. 87.20 is our best out, and it's the high. I don't know how we picked it, but we did. Then look, normally you'll see me start to average back into this trade, but net pas for my French friends comes all the way back down. I let it fall again. Then we take an 86.30 or 40 fill off of where? That wick bottom. Boom, upside, but we don't get out. And should have. Comes back in, then we get a huge spike, somewhere gets out 86.60 again, then it comes down, and that's the coup de grace right here. We finally get it down to 86 one more time. Patience is so key here. Look at this up from 86. Best out there, gets some out at VWAP, gets some out at the 50 period, gets some out at the 200, and then the rest would have loaded up there, wasn't at my desk. Boom to the upside, and then, of course, gets them out on the top again. If you're going to respect bottoms, you also have to respect tops. So that was what was happening today for Google. Boom, 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 boom. It's my most profitable stock. We kept on getting it out, and I think we did a pretty good job. This is the advantage of going back and forth. You can reload it a couple times and take advantage of the move up. So you're not like all in and all out, things like that. It's going to be different for everybody, but as you can see, the NASDAQ today down 1.12. Look at Google. You know, more pressure on that name than the market. So we'll still look for another take, but I'm going to wait down here again, man. 86.10, 86.20. Let's reload this long if it comes in. Patience is key for your trade of the day.
A ton of relative weakness all week long for big tech, including Microsoft, fourth day in a row to the downside for Softy today. Just unbelievable. We're starting this year off once again for tech anyways, to the downside. That's the link to the watch list, guys. We send it out every single day. Make sure you grab that. If you have not done so, do it right now. Hit that link, enter your email, and then it just appears for you in your inbox every single day before we come on at 8:30. We were talking about this SI move in depth in the pre-market. It came out that they had to cover $8.1 billion worth of withdrawal requests when the FTX crackdown or FTX destruction happened, meltdown, if you will. That was according to the Wall Street Journal. So that was the initial negative catalyst this morning for SI. Basically, they had to sell a whole bunch of assets at huge losses to cover said $8.1 billion. And then they also updated their current quarter financials, including crypto-related deposits this quarter that came in much lower than expected. So obviously not a lot of people wanting to deposit money into crypto exchanges considering the current conditions. So here is SI right now, 41.5% to the downside. It's been an ugly day, just chopping around. Kind of within its range overall, Pradley, if you want to, there you go. Thank you, sir. 13-ish ends up being resistance and support for SI, guys. What a day for this one.
That's what I was saying. Brennan could definitely do it.
We're just having a little
Brennan's just too damn talented. That's really the problem.
But there's one thing Brennan's not doing, by the way. He's crushing it, but there's one thing he's not doing, and that's going to be tomorrow. But Silvergate has been great. I mean, if you're a shareholder, it sucks today. I get that. But when you're down that big, and it was almost down 50% on those huge withdrawals, terrible news, over 50% short interest. So let's get that out of the way. That's the reason why I've actually had just as many longs as I've had shorts on Silvergate. The plan of action was going to be, if it couldn't take out support at the open, just look for a quick jailbreak long. So that was the first thing we did. And then from there, it was just about playing pure momentum. If we come to the chart for a second. So you were already down at like $11.70, $12 early in the pre-market. Let's make it look real. That's nasty. But you were already bouncing. It got to $15. So I'll zoom back in and show you. Right at the open, it's sort of hang out here, $12.70. And then right there, it makes a bottom at 13 even. So I simply said that's a tight channel. If you can get a risk to reward, I got a 13 even. I take a break of this channel at quarters. You're risking 25 cents in slippage. It gives you a nice dollar move. It then does not hold it. So I'm out on them shorting the lows all the way down to like 11.30. I just kept rinse and repeat. Once there was a channel break barcode to the upside, you had this wick bottom, so it broke down, looked like it was headed to 11. You had this crazy wick bottom. I reversed because, I mean, that's what you do at a wick bottom, and when a stock can squeeze, reversed long at 11.50, scalped it to 12, went long when it broke 12.50, been going back and forth, 12.50s, getting some out 75s, trying to hold through 13. I got stopped out there by like 4 cents, and I'm like, that was ridiculous, didn't break VWAP, jumped right back in. I still have some 63s, and I just want 13 to go. Because the original theory was that this could go to 15. It almost went there once. If it breaks 13, maybe it squeezes again. So I know this is bad news for the stock, and I'm not saying anything fundamentally good about them, but it's over 50% short interest. So when you get these relief, high volume wick bottoms, or you get these consolidation breaks at 9:30, sometimes you get shorts covering. That's what it looks like was happening. If it holds and breaks 13 even, I think it could make an even bigger move. That's why I'm still in it.
All right, I was waiting for that 15 break there. I actually haven't even really paid attention to this name today. I mean, we've talked about it over and over again, you know, and how I don't really like this whole crypto situation here for the exchanges or anything like that without regulation and things like safety nets for clients and, you know, do they have enough collateral on board and yada, yada, all this stuff. I don't know. I was waiting for a break of 15 to see about going long. That never happened. So, you know, maybe 16. I mean, we're down 41% now. I would say it's a short at this point because the squeeze didn't happen. So you're going to have to take that around 13. I probably got to, actually, you don't have to pay for shorts. It's obviously going to be SSR today. But, I mean, this name is absolutely, you know, in the dumps. I'd honestly, because there's lots of volume today, 25 million, it is going to be a better trade than Coinbase, but Silvergate for me is a stay away. I mean, it's been pretty disastrous, but I'm noticing right here on the 1 minute chart that you are bouncing off 1250 here. So it could be a possible trade there. I'm going to stay away for now. I mean, I don't really want to go long this name, but hey, we bounced for a reason there, right? So I mean, maybe there is something there. Let's maybe try that. If it comes down to 1250, we'll put a bid here for SI.
All right, we were discussing Amazon. We can have a look at Microsoft maybe as well, a little bit weaker, as I mentioned. 4 days in a row, downside for Microsoft to kick off the week, kick off the brand new year here. But it was Andy Jassy coming out saying that current job cuts for Amazon going to expand beyond the 18,000 that they had announced initially. We were up here in the pre-market. When that came out, this thing just went straight to the downside. So relative weakness here, guys, but looks like that low from yesterday coming into play once again.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been all over Amazon. I mean, it was a name that was on the sticky note here today, but we wanted the long, right? And so I see people were in the chat when I was talking about Google there and saying that we had the long written down on here. Yeah, we did, man. And we were looking for dip buy opportunities down to 87. That came in the pre-market. We talked about that level, and the same thing here for Amazon. We talked about a long at 84.50. So guess what? That's exactly what we did. We tried this long here at 84.50, and yeah, that didn't work. It worked out okay. We were able to get a little bit out there, but then eventually we had to get out of that right there when it broke. Then we took another long, averaged it all the way down, and really should have been short this name from the jump. We weren't. That's a huge mistake for me. But just like Google, you're bouncing off some of these past levels again here for Amazon. So like Macy's was probably a better trade today. I mean, this was just short. I did like that bottom at 83. Like I said, unfortunately, that was right at 11 o'clock. Could have had that one. Was just looking at other names. But, you know, I don't really want to try to catch too many falling swords here. Amazon's been in a world of hurt. So that's still the SI chart. The quitting of jobs and, you know, bumping from 10,000 to 18,000, they need to do some cost cutting. But still, you know, we started the day up on Amazon, and now you're down more than the NASDAQ. So I don't think anything's really going to save some of these names. I guess we just got to wait for earnings again. It's really sad what's happened. Unfortunately, I can't show you my day chart because I have these wicks here, but you could see this bottom of 82. Maybe that comes into play tomorrow. I'm actually not going to touch this thing again until tomorrow, and then we'll probably look at this 82 level. So for me, it's like a little bit of a stay away here for Amazon, unless we get, you know, I mean, if we bump, hold on a second. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, 85-ish maybe off this. I don't know. I'm not super excited about Amazon right now.
Yeah, it's weird because Amazon, you're saying you don't like it till 82. Like this morning, I was like, okay, if it's ugly, I'll go 82s. If it gets strong enough on this news, I liked 87 short, and it just, like, there was never a chance at either one of those prices. So it was a bit of a no-go for me, although I do think it sets up pretty decently at either the top or bottom. Like, this has been a channel since about I guess it's about the 20th of December. Like, you pretty firmly had an 82 bottom, We did spend the pre-market above 87 this morning very briefly, so I think that level is pretty solid. Yesterday's highs, it tried to get there in the afternoon. So unless you're back up breaking this channel, you're still in trouble and at risk of taking out the 82 level. That's all I want to say about Amazon. I see other places where there'll be trades in the afternoon that are moving more. One of those is going to be Roblox. But yeah, we got to talk a little Tesla. And after that, some China news, Brendo, or not.
Fawad's talking about the temperature in here, so it's hot, man. Was it what, sorry?
Feeling hot.
I thought Pratt turned it up.
Said it. Now I feel hot.
It's ridiculous. It's fine. Let's go on. Tesla, guys. I was watching a video during lunchtime, which was essentially a drone of, you know what, I'm going to find it. It's a drone shot of the Shanghai facility in Hong Kong, and it's showing all of the parking lots that are typically full, jam-packed with cars, absolutely empty right now. But remember, we're getting back open again for Tesla, but China numbers coming in after the close yesterday, I guess it was overnight, that were below estimates. So these are China-made manufacturing numbers and then delivery numbers of those cars, missing estimates. That was the storyline this morning, guys, for Tesla.
So, look, Tesla for me, I actually did not touch Tesla today, and I'm glad I didn't. Like, my focus this morning, I liked Alibaba. We traded some Alibaba, obviously, and I'm in JD.com right now. I stayed away today from the EVs because it didn't have a firm play on it, except for Ford, which, I've seen this one. It is pretty cool. I love these shots, but these drone shots are they're so amazing. Dude, I love these.
Wow. I bought my kid a drone, but it's not like this. Yeah, that's pretty insane. I like that.
I love that shot.
That was awesome.
But look, Tesla 115 I like. And don't get me wrong, like it's kind of like Amazon. If it got to 115, I would have traded it. I think it would have been a heck of a lot more exciting of a day for me if it had, but it's just been going back and forth once it took out 110. I never saw 105 for support on Tesla. I just find it when Tesla's breaking new ranges recently, that's generally been when it's a better trade for me. And when it spends the entire day inside of yesterday's range, I never do well when it spends the entire day inside of yesterday's range. So I've stayed away from it. I wanted it breaking away, and then I could have sunk my teeth into it, only because we're not going to get to, it's not on the board here, and it's bouncing a little bit. Roblox, look, Roblox is strong. The market's down 1%, and Roblox is up. And you'll see, I am short in front of 30, but I did start this journey going long on a break of the week's high, because Roblox has been sort of on one trying to break out, and it's got room to the upside. Then Bullard happened. I was long on the break, and then I got stopped out on this retracement. Then Bullard shocked the market back up, and then I shorted 30 on the way back in. But this is a trend to the upside, and I do want to get out VWAP, either reverse at VWAP or 29.50 even, or look for the 30 break. I'm going to be on the 30 break long on Roblox. As much as I'm short here at 96, my last ad, I do see this as a long off that 30 level, even though we like scalping those even dollar levels. This is just so strong relative to the market that I got to take this break. I just wanted to get that one in there because I haven't traded Tesla. I'm not even sure I will this afternoon. I just see a few other things more exciting.
Yeah, so I was just actually looking at Tesla, and I think it's possible to be a little bit excited here, and I'll tell you why. Because I just feel like right now the Nasdaq's bumped up a little bit on that move up from Bullard. Tesla did get to 111.50, then faded back out a little bit. I actually, just because of the momentum here, you can sort of see what we've been talking about here, and I always screw this up when I talk about lower highs and higher lows, but right here, you're starting to go back up to the upside and starting to make now new higher lows. Boom, 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 boom. Into there again. You know, new low there, new low there. Now these lows are coming in again right here. I don't want to take a 111 break because we've already done that and it didn't really do much around 111. I want this clean break right here. So I've already put it in. 111.50. We break 111.50. It's right here. It's on the 3-minute as well. Well, now unfortunately, we do have that wick there, but you can see right here, 111.50. That's the 200 period on the 3-minute. But I'm not really doing it for that. It's more just because I think we can get that break. Yeah, darn it again about these charts, but there it is right there, 111.50. It's just good momentum, hold here at 110, 109.50, held these levels, so we do have some lower takes there. Like even if I go long at 111.50 and I'm wrong, I think I can average back into here against these levels. So that's sort of my plan of action right now. I'm hoping that it can pay out and we'll be able to get that to work out, but I do like a long here in Tesla, so get ready for some power hour trading on Tesla. I feel like I'm gonna be here for that one on a break of 111.50. I'm going long. Everyone's favorite EV stock besides Mullen, and that is Tesla, Brendo.
Just be aware, guys, Roku CEO live on TV right now from the Consumer Electronics Show, which apparently is on right now. I didn't even know that. CES in Las Vegas. So Roku CEO talking about, they announced today they've officially hit 70 million active accounts on Roku. So good for them. Yeah, let's talk about China here a little bit more in the sense that we were discussing some of these ADRs once again this morning. Alibaba, I wanted to check. Yeah, only 1%. Look at this one, however. data, day highs, guys. There it is. It's not the big ones today. It's the little ones doing all the work.
It's kind of frustrating because obviously I had Alibaba long today. Well, I had it long yesterday as well, and then Dada was a better one. I know Sharif kept saying that I traded Dada. All that happened was Brendan brought it to our attention, and I called the chart and was like, oh, I'll look for the dip buy. Dude, Dada. But I never got the dip buy in Dada. It was just Alibaba for me. And if you remember yesterday's trade, there was 97 support. I can show you the daily chart for that. And then you had the $100 break. Actually, $100 break was here. I got trailed out at 102 on the $100 break. So when I looked at that 102 area, all I wanted to see this morning was one of three things. Either a dip buy to 100, kind of missed that when it got down to 160 or so. A dip to 97 would have been good. Or when it failed to break 100 and then takes out this 102. You get a classic flush at the open, kind of running a few stops. The buyers step in. You break a 102 level that was big yesterday. It's scalp city to 103.5. I did try to hold on. As a matter of fact, I reloaded it here at 103. That was a little bit too high. Got out and then started looking for shorts on other stocks, only to see it continue to run. One of said stocks is JD.com, which I'm kind of sitting in right now. This put in a top. It's actually down on the session, believe it or not, because of where it closed. But this put in a top of 66.5. Then approached it, did a fail break of 66 even. Once I saw 66 fail, then I jumped in. So there's your break. There's your kind of consolidation lower. Typical entry for me, scalping it to the downside. It has not really broken down. It's kind of gliding slowly to the downside. As with a lot of these Chinese ADRs, there's always the chance it just goes sideways for the rest of the day because we're into the afternoon. But I'm going to hang on. I got my stop. You know what? I'm going to probably move it to break even at this point because the market's picking up some steam. I haven't really touched it at the high of the day. I might bring it back down to 66 the more I look at this and the way it's not moving.
All right. I'm going to use a little cheat code here right now quickly because China's strength, I'm going to attribute a little bit of that to my Nike trade. I've been looking at Nike. I've been talking about Nike for a little bit. I just feel that, again, like I was saying before, the reopen, the COVID policies possibly changing, trying to return back to normal. Nike was hit, obviously, on some inventory concerns. Fine. We understand that's going to be inflationary and due to possibly a weak retail, weak consumer. We've talked about that as well. But I just think that Nike's been working. We waited. We got a 121 long there. Our best out is 121.85 or 87, whatever that was that we took on the show. I still like to trade Nike to the long side, and I know there's a few traders out there. I believe I'm not sure it was Dr. Crusher or who it was there that was trying to go short on Nike all the time. That's fine. I think it's if you're waiting for the pop-ups, that's good. But look at this, up today into a red ES and a red NASDAQ. So I like the long in Nike. Whether or not it stays up here or not for now, I'm not sure, but I like this play. Let's see if it continues to work. But for right now, Nike, every time it bounces, again, I wish I was here to sort of support this 121 when that happened, but I do like this long again here back into what was what was the pre-market top there. So I like this 121, and the reason why I'm in it again is because of China. So a little cheat code there on the top.
I think it was Trader Gorno.
Trader Gorno, I think it was.
It was Gorno in the chat that's been on that one to the short side. So I think we were talking.
All that matters
No, it's, yeah,
is
trade,
this.
do your thing.
You know, I mean, there's so
thing.
many trades, like whether or not you like the Tesla long, Tesla short, I mean, whatever we're in,
Or-
you could be opposite of us.
Or this one.
It could
So
be
what
a
do
trap.
you think? What do you think is going to be a trap? Like, why would I say it's a trap? Because Mullen's at 40 cents right now. So I think 40 cents is about to be a pretty crowded breakout trade. But I feel like when I see it on the daily chart, oh, you guys, can I do this? There you go. So that's the 40 level. Oh, you guys move the pip on me now. I can do this again. There's the 40 level on Mullen. This is a daily chart on Mullen. So everybody and their mother wants to have this break. And look, if you're already faded into it, that's probably the better way to play it. I've said that before. Like, if you have a consolidation break here, or you've grabbed 37, 38, and into 40 you're already long, it allows you to hold through what can be an obvious stop run. I just look at the daily and say, well, if I can risk a penny as a day trader, I might just go ahead and take it. It'll be a relatively tight stop on the way there inside. But we have one last thing to talk about, and it's the granddaddy of them all, although I suppose it's losing some luster there, Brendo.
Group losing a lot of luster of late as far as big tech is concerned. I was going to show you this too. CRM, guys, just trying to take out that midday resistance level right now. They also announced more job cuts today, if you missed it, via Slack. So Slack comes out and says 10% of their workforce getting cut. So CRM back to the upside a little bit, still down 2.3. This was the note, however, on Apple this morning that we were discussing. I mean, more of a hedge is kind of the way that I pitched it to Sharif in a sense that why not add to their ability at least to increase their production. They are already using this Luxshare Precision as a manufacturer, but looking to expand in China.
Expand in China, you say. So what that we read, you know, it was way too hot at the beginning. And then we blamed Prad, right? And then now it's way too cold.
My hands
I'm
are
gonna blame
freezing.
for hot. I don't know. It got real cold in here real quickly now.
And I took my, I always
But I think
keep
it's because we turned on the AC.
now the air is blowing on. And I usually keep a hoodie in case it gets too cold, and I took my hoodie home. So that was probably a bad decision. I don't even know why I did that, but I did, and now I'm freezing, so that's fun.
All right. Apple's still better than the market, at least today. I mean, Apple's only down 0.3, and Apple's down, or the market is down 0.1 or 1.1. So yeah, I mean, look, fade city right now, man. I mean, Apple did try to get going here earlier today, and it did. I got to get rid of that wick again, guys. Apple did start to get going here early on, right? We made that nice little bottom at 125, went right back to 128, touched some of the pre-market levels again, and now the fade is on, right? I mean, you're now below these levels. I like this. I think I'm going to take this short 125.80. Break 125.80 to the downside. I think that's going to be a good short against some of these levels, man. So I'm going short right now, 125.80.
The whole time? So I'm staring at Mullen like just like licking my chops here.
I try to just talk. All right, we'll get this all figured out. But right now, 125.8. You're there figuring it out. I'm like,
I'm just like,
I
okay,
need to look at the production
here's
screen.
Here's Mullen. Like,
I like this trade anyways right here. So all these highs, 127, 127, what I was getting at right there, you know, some good little levels there. But I think that now that you're starting to go down and start to push down to the downside here, you can see everything starting to turn. The VWAP, the 200, the 50, and now we're making lows again. So I'm not going long here. There's no way I'm going short. So this 125.80, I'm breaking that short. Probably hold it back to this level here, 126.25, something like that. I think the short just looks pretty good as the market's coming in right now. So probably get out of our Google, all these longs that we have on board right now. 33 cents in the money on Google, and that's, was hoping that we'd get back up here. We talked about that as the trade of the day, but Google breaks here, we can get out. It just broke the 200 period as well. So some of these levels starting to come into play one more time. I got to get these stop orders set up, but I like that Apple short. It's been in a heck of a lot of trouble. That's still Google. A lot of trouble over the last couple of days. And again, look at the daily chart pointing to the downside here, breaking levels, broke the 52-week low, making new 52-week lows, 124.40, I believe, somewhere like that. So let's see what happens here with Microsoft, Apple, all these names. I want to go short right now on Apple.
So two things. I'm in NVIDIA, by the way. We're not going to talk, well, we didn't talk about the chips, but it bounced off VWAP and gave a decent move back into 144 here. But if this cannot hold 143, I'm just getting out. I'm actually not even, I don't love the notion of a reload on this. I want to see it react to it closer to power hour, and before I want to jump into something reloading this. I'm just going to get my stop in there. I actually had a wider stop earlier, but I'm just going to adjust it here. Mullen's right at 40 cents. I'm kicking myself like I should be scalping short this thing because it's doing so much volume. I'm just going to wait for 40 to break. Havana Woody just put in the chat and he said, condolences on your weekend, Neil. Okay, first of all, it'll be bad eating the chip tomorrow, but it's not going to ruin my entire weekend. And second of all, it's not even just my weekend. It's also Shawn's, because Shawn's doing it too. So because you know, homies are homies, we're both going to do it because he stepped up. And I think it'll be bad for like 15 minutes or so, and then the second round is the second round. I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
15 minutes?
I've heard it's 15 minutes of heat. And then once that subsides, you just have to worry about as it works its way through your body. And, you know, without getting into the technicals of that, I think we all understand how bad that will be. But yeah, so if you haven't heard, we have to do the Packy Chip Challenge tomorrow because you guys got us 5,000 likes on the live show, and there goes Mullen. So we're going to do that. I think it's right at the close. We've been told it would be a much better idea if we did it really, really tight to the close because we might not be able to talk for the last little bit while we're eating that chip.
It's at 350.
350 makes a lot of sense.
350 is when it's happening tomorrow. No sooner and possibly later. So we're gonna wait.
Later.
I was watching some. I told you that. Like I tweeted it out yesterday. Thanks to everybody for your response. And yeah, I'm gonna ride with my homie over here for sure. We're gonna be, you know, we're ride or die, as they say. I'm gonna prefer the ride part, and I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna step up, do it as well. Thanks, Neil, for suggesting that. I was all on board. I was like, yeah, let's get to the 5K. And then I was like, I got to do it with you. So let's do that. We'll do that tomorrow. It should be a lot of fun anyways.
For the record, like I did say, I'm like, look, man, like you make your bed, you lay in it, right? So I appreciate you doing it. You know I do. I just don't, you didn't have to. That's just all I'm going to get at here because I have a feeling that we're both going to be in a little bit of pain tomorrow, but I'm going that 1 minute. I'm going to go for the 1 minute.
You're not.
But I'm going for it.
You're going for it.
I'm going to go for the 1 minute where Mullen's getting close to 41 cents. I'm taking some out here. But without eating or drinking anything but the chip for 1 minute once I have it. That's the goal. I've heard
I'll try. But
that's what success is in this
challenge. Did you watch the videos, man? Like our friend lasted 20 seconds.
I know, and obviously I understand it's not going to be easy, but hey, that doesn't mean you don't step up to the challenge. I ain't going to go out like that.
What do you mean comp SRX? One likes are too easy. Yeah, I mean, you're right. We should have done something a little bit more than just that. We should have had people like subscribe to our YouTube channel and all this kind of stuff. I feel like.
But I didn't know what it was when I agreed. When somebody in the chat just said, oh, if you get to 5,000 likes, we do the Packy Chip Challenge. I'm like, what is that? It's a hot chip. I'm like, okay, because I do hot food. And that was it. Nobody told me it was 2 million on the Scoville scale. Like they buried the lead, and I fell for it. So. Whatever. We had to bury the lead, guys.
That's what I need. I need this. I put it out yesterday thanks Havana Woody as well there, as you're talking about, you know, what to do here and so on and so forth. I put this out yesterday on Twitter, went home. Oh, by the way, I used to play for the New York Yankees, so I put this out here. This is my picture, Neil. Yeah, you can find people saying that which one.
Wait a minute.
Which one of these is my brother is what I want people to guess. You know who it is, obviously. We've been friends forever.
Yo, I played with a couple of those guys.
What?
I think I played with a couple of those dudes a few years later.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, forget it. All right.
I'm going to ask you some questions about that picture because
okay, good.
There's 41 and a half. Mullen, right. Let's go.
Mullen
I know Luca's probably excited about this one. So it was a crowded trade, but apparently it wasn't a trap. It was clean, and now it's going to the upside. Now this is going to pull back. It's going to, you know this is going to pull back at some point. And it's very likely to be violent. So when you're scalping, it's a penny stock, man. You should be scalping this. Like it just spent how long in that 1 cent range? And that was a 1 cent break. And that's a 1 cent break. So that's, going into it that that's the initial move. And the question becomes, now that I'm holding on to 40%, when it pulls back, the initial one, can it hold that breakout price of 40 cents? And if it does so, maybe you can channel up another leg. So this has got room. The reason I liked it here, again, was the daily chart. It's just a crazy wick up there at 40 cents last time. But this can easily pull back at any particular moment. The other stock that's moving is 13 bucks on Silvergate. So I'm still in it. But the last time it broke 13, it rejected 13.10 and then came right back into VWAP where we kept reloading it. It needs to get past 13.10, I think, before this can break out and really go to like 15 bucks. So we'll see. It's kind of going sideways there. And but that was in Brampton you guys played, right? Like that New York team?
That's Bramalea.
Bramalea, okay. Oh, because maybe it wasn't. Like one of those guys looked like a dude that pitched for Brampton that was on my team.
It could be. Well, we'll discuss some names afterwards
Yeah.
if I can remember it. That was when it was either 15 or 16 years old, that picture, how old I was.
But did anyone
at that
get
point.
to?
So
But did anyone
about
get to
10
guess
years
your
ago.
brother? I just want
I don't know.
leave it up long enough so people can guess who Mike.
Nah,
who
forget
Mike
it.
is.
I mean, go to my Twitter.
I think it's really easy, by the
You
way.
guys could start guessing at that.
Because I'll tell you right, like I've always thought you two, like it's the resemblance is really obvious. But that's because I know what George looks like, I guess.
Okay. All right, I'll find Neil. I'll put it back up then. Everyone can see it because I zoomed in there and it kind of got ruined right there. Where is it? Where is it? Here. How can I don't want it. So yeah, you guys got to pick which one of all of this is my brother. So I don't know if you guys can find it. We're a year apart, so I'm older.
Exactly a year.
All right. So anyways, all right, let's go. That's that. You guys can have a look there. Go at Twitter. I'll put the maybe Bears versus Bulls can help me out here and put it in the chat. I just put it in there also as people are asking about it, and we could figure that one out. But okay, nice trade, Neil, on Mullen, obviously, as that's going right now. My Apple. We did not my Apple. I mean, it was the trade I was waiting for.
Did it break?
No, it came right down to the exact penny. So I said that we were going to go long. Oops, can't see because the chart.
Yeah.
We did talk about that. I want to get that figured out. Maybe we could do something with that. Figure out where to put that bottom streak so we can see this a little bit better. But if we just do this, it's fine. It went right down to the bottom, right there. So like it basically ticked right where I wanted to get short. And actually, thankfully, I did not get short, right? So that's kind of the other way around there. Like, you got to wait. And if I got short there, then it would have ticked back up and I'd be like, oh man, but we're going to wait for that to happen. And that's how like, so close day trading is. Like, it takes a couple more pennies and I'm short, then it rips up and it's a horrible trade. But because we, picked this level here for a break, it didn't get exactly to it. It got a couple pennies away, but here's a nice little move back up to the upside. The exact same thing I was thinking about for Google to get out. That's bounced, so I'm hoping now to get this out around here, 86.80, 86.90 on a little bit of a move back. As right here, not the S&P, well, the S&P is doing the same thing as I look at it, but the NASDAQ is going above the 50 period right now, so that's good. I am looking for some longs if anybody has some ideas here. Something that might be, near one of these sort of breakout points. That's what I'm looking for here
Roblox
because
30.
we need something to move. If Roblox is near 30, man, I'm going to go
It's
over
at 29.80. So like I understand, like I'm short in front of it, but this is a reverse.
Sounds like a jam.
If 30 breaks, that's a reverse. That's a get out of the short. That's a reverse into the long. Meta is a potential long as well. Up here at 120, 120. It actually broke 128 already, but 128.10 it looks like was that high. Let's go to the 15 minutes so you can see. There's room to yesterday's top. Like yesterday's top was 129, so this could take it out, even just a scalp into 129. Like you get like 60 or 70 cents on a break there. This market is retesting some of these highs. So looking for more longs. Again, all I have is Silvergate, which is about to break 1310 on its own. Oh, it just broke 1310. Did I get it? Yeah, I just got some Silvergate breaking 1310. So the first of these breakouts, that's now come. The question is, can it continue? Now, originally, my longs were, I reversed here at 1160, but I've kind of been not chasing it up, but following it to the upside. This is the first time I'm actually taking a breakout of the high of the day on Silvergate.
I wonder if this is another Bullard thing or something right now. The market is starting to really blast up to the upside here, and Google's gone right up to right where we need to get out. So I am right now. This market's accelerating, so we'll wait to hear if there's any news on anything, but it's a nice move up. And let's not get too carried away. It's just coming back to these highs. So this is a good opportunity, man, to do as we say. Let's wait for a little bit higher in case it is good news. 86.90 here. And it's too bad. I should have gone the other way with that Apple trade, but that's okay. Google just ripped upside there. We'll wait. Now it's coming up. I'm going to put an order as I move my coffee away. 86.90 or so on this. If it does come back up, this is going to be a good trade for me. Want to take it out on these tops like we've been doing. So let's do that. If we dip back down, then we'll obviously reload it. But into here somewhere, good out for me. 86.90 on a nice little move up here for the market as it just blasted a little bit there. I don't know if it could have been a trigger up to 1900 again, but looks like it's trying to do something regardless. And it looks like a nice little upside move. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. Where did AMD go? Nah, I want more on AMD. Like I want AMD back up here as well. Should have gone long again at that 63 level. Good opportunity to do that. A lot of these names ticked lower there. You know what's been blasting right here? Netflix. That's another name here, 312 right now on Netflix. That looks very similar to the Tesla that I'm waiting for. Try to take out some of these tops. But we've already we've already been here. Like if I was long, these would be outs instead of a break. So that's why the difference here. I'm going to go back to Tesla to show you guys why I like prefer Tesla a little bit better. It's bouncing like so. Again, we need to break this level. It needs to stay above 111. That seems like that's a short anyways, 111. But look at the bounces off here, off of the 200 period. And again, kind of off these same levels again. So I just feel like as we start making new low, like, you know, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low again. Although in here, we've barcoded, so I am taking this into consideration, 1050, but I'm not using those levels until I need to. So right now, like I'm not long anything. I want to go long on a break. I wanted to see it break up above. Like Tesla shouldn't be stuck in here in a dollar range. So I'm waiting for it to break, but it's in a dollar range right now, expecting more upside, 111.50. That's the break that I'm waiting for on Tesla.
So if you're looking at individual stocks, I see people saying the market's so whipsaw and these breaks make or don't make a lot of sense. Like sometimes you want to put on a higher time frame chart just to have a little bit of an idea of what might be happening at some of these key price levels. Make sure you're watching, if you're following the overall market, you understand things like Apple and Microsoft can move things a little bit more than others, but we've had this mid-range support at like 10.86, and then every time we get up to this 10.9 on the NASDAQ, it gets there, it tries to push, and then it fails. Like you get 10 handles, you get 20 handles, you've had no real follow through. So every time you get there, you see a stock gets that resistance that you like to short, it's really not that bad of an idea to put that short on. Like just as an example, I didn't do this, but, sorry, I was just looking at CCL there, I should be back at Roblox. So just Roblox made a spike on that last push up, got right into 29.95 in front of that 30 resistance, and then immediately the selling comes back in. So you're going to have algos that sort of take that profit on that last little move and sell in front when the futures are at resistance, and that's what's essentially going on. So you want to either be waiting for a significant move, like maybe you're waiting for VWAP, maybe you're 29.50, or maybe you're waiting for a 30 break. As I just talked myself out of NVIDIA buying the dip because I wasn't really all that into the long or going back and loading back into the long, it bounces off VWAP clean, and now we're having a shot at 145 where I think I want to get out in front of 145 in NVIDIA. Just what I saw this morning at 9:30, it rejected that like a bat out of you-know-what. So if I see that, I'm just going to get an offer out in front now that I think about it. I don't want to look that gift horse in the mouth. But while I do this, Mullen was the new trade. Mullen just got to 42, so we'll ring the register a little bit more. And from here, every single penny is going to be a new out. If it gets to 50 cents, well, I'm on the other team at that point because I'm going to take a shot short.
All right.
Whoops, 40 cents, not $40. Neil.
Mullen, I like that Mullen trade for sure. Mullen's a very, very aggressive name, obviously, as it's now up. Like it was 20 cents a couple days ago, if not last week, and now it's breaking that 40 level, so it's a good little trade there. My eyes are still focused on this right here, so I'm still watching this Tesla. We are getting very close to getting out of my Google trade as well, but it's the Tesla. I'm just waiting for that 111.50 to break. It's bouncing around. I mean, if you guys want to scalp it, this could be definitely a scalp the other way as well to take the short. It's just, for right now, I'm not really looking at that name. What is SoFi doing? I just saw that show up on a little bit of a scanner. Right now, is it just back to... No, it's doing absolutely nothing. So maybe some volume spikes right there for SoFi allowed that one to show up. Let's take a look at some banks now. What about JP Morgan? You could see here right now, this is what I did yesterday. Scrambled around, found some trades, and then we hit some huge trades at the end of the day because we were able to find them, look for some levels that we really liked, and sort of move on from there. So here goes JP Morgan again today. The banks continue to be strong, even though you're down today. So don't mean that it's strong on the day, but it is pretty strong on the day. It's a nice little move to the downside right there, and then right back up to 135 again on the daily chart. I mean, we're trying to break out through some of these highs. Right now, that's going to be a 138. But again, I'm almost debating this as a short now. We're up to this 135.50. It's come up here right into some of these pre-market levels. It got going early. That's 135.80, 135.30, 135.40 has been the top. So I think I want to start to average into this short. Let's go short on JP Morgan here. It is dangerous to do this for sure because we are up on the day relative to the market. So going short, it does have its, downside possibly here on this name, but again, you know, if we're gonna build this trade, I like it. The high of the day is 136.38. How is that possible? Oh, that must have been in the pre-market? Yeah, okay, right there. So it's taking that. I want to take this fill right here, 135.70 as the high of the day. So I am going to start a small short right now, see if it pulls back. The pullback's like to 135. So if we can get that 135.10, 135.15, something like that, well, it's going to be about a 1-to-1 risk to reward. I like the short here in JP Morgan, even though it's relatively strong. The market, let's just see what happens here. Maybe it does pull back and we sort of get a little bit of an inside trade. So I'm going to wait for a little bit higher, 135.40. I'll put my offer right now on JP Morgan.
So, you know what? I like that. Look, realistically, you look at those levels, and the best thing that you think you said there, which I think bears repeating, 43. But when you look at those wicks on the chart, respect the ones that had actual volume. Like, you get sometimes trades that go off at like 6:40 in the morning, or whatever it might be, and those highs don't mean as much. Sometimes it's doing volume, but respect the ones that have bigger volume. They're gonna matter. That's where prices are gonna make a difference. We're at 43 now. This is obviously getting out of hand parabolically. This is going to be a short at some point. I think everybody probably understands that. So I'm continuing to scale out of it every single time it breaks a new penny. But Meta just got to the high of the day. Meta just broke 128.10. So I didn't have my stop order out there, but you know, I'll jump in. I'll join the party. Let's go Meta. We like Meta breaking the top. I think we can get to 129 if it continues. I think if I risk about 20 pennies, 1-to-1s getting out in front of 128.50, and then if we can hold it to 129, I like that risk to reward. So I just got that one. I actually didn't have a stop. That's why I have 20s here. I probably could have got like 12s or 13s, but I just kind of got in there manually, and then we'll see how far it can go. NVIDIA's starting to slow up a little bit. SI, that SI break, not really doing a lot. Oh, I have to zoom in on that chart. So SI here, when it broke, it's just been going sideways. When it doesn't go right away in a breakout, tighter stop. If it breaks 1290, I'm out of this thing. As a matter of fact, let me just not just say it. Let me just throw my stop in there. If it can't hold 1290, I don't want this anymore. It's a dumpster fire. This is supposed to be like all squeezing to the upside and shorts covering. So when you break a level like that and it doesn't seem like it wants to go, it's fine that it goes sideways, but at some point I want it pressing like it was earlier. This has been a pretty muted trade, but that was buying off support. The breakout, when it does a breakout of a level like that, it's held for 2 hours. I want that squeezing, like Mullen's squeezing. This is not squeezing right now. So tight stop, mine's at 1290 or literally 2 cents beneath it, which I like to do. And Roblox, it's getting close to 30. It's not there yet. When that break happens, I will be on it.
All right, so we just got short in the JP Morgan. Thanks, Bears vs. Bulls, for pointing that out to everybody in the crowd. So we're short that, or not the crowd, in our chat. I guess it's the crowd, yeah. That's funny, though. It's not really the crowd. But thanks for that shout out there. But I am looking to get out of Google right now. I was waiting at 90, but the high's been 85 right here. So a little bit of a bump up as the NASDAQ approaches 10,900 right now. You know what? I'm getting a little bit nervous about this Google trade. So hopefully it can come up. I'm debating right now just to switch it and just take the 83s. Well, now it's 84. Okay, we're 1 penny away. Let's see if we get this 85. We'll ring the register on this. It'll be 65 cent or 63 cent winner here for it. So hopefully, oh man, I don't want to feel that like I'm being too frugal here by just waiting for 85s when it's just bouncing around right now as the NASDAQ, it's going to blast. Here it goes. It's going to blast right now. It's going to take down this 10,900. Come on, go, go, go. One more penny, and we will get out of Google right now for that 63 cent win. And Bob is your uncle. No, not yet. Okay. Just bounce. Okay. I get the message. All right, there it is. Yeah, I got to tap the screen. Okay, well, there it is. I just tapped out there at 83 for a nice little trade there, so we'll ring the register on that one. Drop it down. That's 63 cents, 62 cents, because we got the. Of course,
we could be turning on Mullen a little bit.
We could be. You're turning on Mullen? Okay, go over to Neil, because I know there's people watching Mullen here, but that was a good trade for me on Google.
Yeah. Oh, I did it again where I put an order at 4. But it's not got a 40. It went right to 45. So look at the wall that was 40 on Mullen. 45 is an obvious psychological level. I had 15% left when it got there. I just took out some more. So now I'm literally holding less than 10%. Because when 45 breaks, maybe that's going to be another trade. It hasn't done a real pullback since that break. This is all it did. Like, it broke 40, it pulled back half a cent, and then just went straight up to 45. It's due. So maybe we get 42s, 41.5 on the backside. I'd rather be mostly out, see if you can't hold some for the home run, and then maybe look for a reload if it can start barcoding or does another consolidation level. That's what I want to see happen next. But when I take a breakout trade, a lot of times it's like get your profit, because it's already going parabolic and I'm chasing it. I'm obviously chasing this move at this point, but the market's going, oh, I should have added something other than just meta. Just got the first leg out of meta. I keep forgetting we have these back, so powered up. Meta just got to 128.50. I took the first leg out. If we get to 129, then we've hit the quick little goal. The breakouts are on. Roblox is at 29.99.
Oh man. All right. So I just put the stop in here for our friend JP Morgan as the market, excuse me, blasting up here to the upside, taking out that 10,900 right now. Good trade, man. Good trade to the upside there. We did get out of our Google, as you guys just saw. Bad trade getting out of that one, because look where we are now, 93s. We took an 83, so we give up 10 cents on that trade. Well, that sucks to do that, but we did hold on to our AMD, which really isn't moving. I'm now noticing that AMD has been pretty weak, man. As Google continues to go to the upside, AMD's hanging out here, so that's not a good look, right? I don't like that look here for AMD, so let's hope that it does get going there. We've done our last average in right now. You see my price is 103, 135.50, so we actually did some pretty good averaging in there, getting that 50 price. So we take a 40 and a 55, so we took two-thirds of the position is right here at 55, so the 1/3 there, 2/3 there, giving us our full, that's not bad, fractions there. I was helping out my kids with some fractions the other day. Nice. Oh, here comes Apple down to 125.50. Is that true? In this market rallying, Apple's coming down. Okay, this is interesting. So we are going to be short Apple in a couple seconds here, because yeah, thanks for that. Whoever, Mr. Obi, Michael G wants laser. Thank you, Mr. Ob, there, OBB. Thank you so much for that note, because yeah, here's Apple right now on that market move. It is funny that that's going downside right now. So there we go. We are now into the Apple short. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm here anyways for it. So Apple to the downside, new position alert. We are now short Apple, breaking down through the bottom. I like it even more because of the weakness in the stock and the strength in the market. So let's see if that can work out. JP Morgan just went back down and touched 52. So hopefully that will work to the downside as well. Where's my out for Apple? Let me just get that, and then we'll go back to Neil, who's on that Mullen. So, you know, market bounces up. This stock goes to 126.14, 126.30. Let's short this if it comes back up here. 126.10-ish, short, out right here. Not this wick, out right here, 126.30. That's going to be my out. So we're going to try to hold this one. A little bit against us, but take a little bit more shares up here near 126-ish.
So I'm going to get a trail here on Meta. Meta just got to that 128.5 and then turned on a dime. So we like that for the first out, but as it pulls back in here, I'll reload it if it can hold 128, but I don't want to buy sort of on the way back down. If it slams it, I'll just get out, because we bought a top here. Very similar to Silvergate, which did stop out at 1290. So when Silvergate broke that 1290, I just said, I'm gone. It's not moving. VWAP was the better buy. I'll wait for VWAP to be able to get it. NVIDIA, just to update all the positions that I have on, because I got mostly longs in here. NVIDIA just stalled at 144.50, so when the futures met resistance, NVIDIA stalled right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, wick top, I'm out. This time, I will buy off VWAP. I obviously should have bought VWAP last time. Yeah, I said I wouldn't do it. And now, if we do get a pullback into VWAP, I'm going to pop on the bid here and see if we can get it. It also happens to be 143 even. I'm saying VWAP because it's literally the only indicator on my chart. But you guys can kind of tell, like, it's bouncing off 143. Where it broke out on the Bullard News was a 143 break. So it's got the technical break, for lack of a better term. It's also got VWAP. It's got the round number of 143. Either way, that's where I want to buy next over there on NVIDIA. Just getting my order out. It looks like it was a good decision to get more out of Mullen, because you get a wick top, obvious resistance at 45 cents. Don't let it go too far. Take some more out. Now I'm kind of holding the amount that I like. You hold 10%. It's like, okay, you'll allow that to go. I wouldn't let that 10% go to 38. Like, why would you take a loser on it? But I'll allow this to come back into that 40.5 to 41 area. If it wants to bounce off that, I think it can be worthy of a reload as we go to Brennan.
There was a note, guys, early on about Delta and some free Wi-Fi they're going to start offering. Yeah, free Wi-Fi on Delta flights coming up this year. Initially, they had said it was with this GOGO, so GOGO, which caused this move to the upside. That was quickly changed to be T-Mobile. So apparently TMUS going to provide Delta with free Wi-Fi instead of GOGO. Kind of strange.
Yeah, I guess you short go on that because, like, when you look at the news, it's like if you have a smaller company getting a contract, then it's like that's really good for them. For T-Mobile, it's like, probably not that big of a deal. For Delta, probably not that big of a deal. The only reason I'm going to bring Delta up is because I just remembered something that So you might have heard. Oh, I suck. Sometimes I get mad at myself because when Southwest had their issues and we're shorting Southwest for like 3 days in a row, I did mention once this starts turning around, Delta was just beneath the 50 period and set up for a break at 34. I then promptly forgot to set an alert for that. And then we get to watch, like yesterday, it breaks 34. But this is, forget about the top end of a move, chasing it parabolically. It's the next day. There's your channel 34.12 up into like 34.5. At the open, it dips right into that channel, holds the low, and then there you go. It just bounces to the upside. I love that setup. It's a great setup in either direction. I should have had an alert set for Delta, because then when it got to 34, I would have had it up this morning. But I didn't, and that's the reason why you set alerts, so that you can track more than one stock at the same time, which sometimes can be challenging. I was looking for the reload on Meta 128. It looks like it got to 13, and I didn't catch it. I'm not offering till either it breaks 128, or it makes another leg upside and we get some 129s here. I think it's got some room to go. I see that NVCR. I see you, Mohammed, there sort of talking about NVCR. I know that was a big mover, but when I pulled it up earlier, I just remember looking at this and I saw the spread, at least I did in the pre-market, and I was like, this is a no trade zone for me. Like this stock went $70 to 190 to plummeting back into $90. And every time I looked at it, the liquidity was pretty sus. So I decided, I like using that term now, by the way. But it just liquidity wasn't there. If you have breakouts, you get consolidation breaks where you got better risk to reward, fair. But when you start chasing moves on this where there's questionable liquidity, that can get a little bit dangerous for a trader in terms of at least managing risk. So I kind of stay away from these when I have the opportunity.
Yeah, market pulling down a little bit. Yeah, good call, man. I mean, the more talk we have about, risk and sort of the setups that we're looking for, just the better it's going to be for everybody there. But look what's happening right now. You guys know my opinion on dimes, and we just took another one right there on Apple. Why? The first time we didn't when it came all the way down here. Oops. Hold on a second. I'll put this up. The first time it came down here, we didn't take it, right? That was a dime. We just took it again. 69's dime right there. Now we're making some bottoms at 60. Just saw that 61 come into play. I'm going to put a bid there. I was bidding 50s, but let's take advantage of this. This is the trade that we gave you, just like Neil gave you that Mullen. Here we go on Apple to the downside right now. So bang, right there. We gave this one to you, and there it is again, another one. So we're going to go spin the money right now because you guys like it, I like the money, and there it is right now with a nice little move to the downside here for Apple, man. We gave this trade to you. We worked this one out. Made sense to me, man. I talked about why we liked it, and here it goes. Bye-bye. Let's see if Apple can go down right away. Immediately, 20 cents in the money on this Apple trade. Yeah, buddy, let's go right now. Let's go, Apple. Like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You know what? This is the thing. Like, I'm too distracted with this stupid chip. These are great moves here, man. And like, we're just keep going to the downside right now. This is a great move for Apple. Good job on that one. The one name that we're not going to be very good on here, like JP Morgan, man, the market's pulling back. Obviously, I should stay in my lane, maybe stick with these tech names because JP Morgan right now making me look a little foolish trying to short this one while all these tech names continue to go to the downside. So here we go, man. JP Morgan's probably going to get cracked out, and if it does, man. My crack out spot is this 70, so it almost took me out. If it gets back up there, we will get out of that one. But there goes Apple again. I'm taking this 51, man. It's just bounced off 50 there. We'll see. We'll take a 51 fill. Hopefully. There it is. Yes. Goes right through us there. We get a 51. So that's a nice little 30-cent win as we're averaging out of it. We're out of 60% now. We're going to hold 40 for the dream. Hey, why not, man? Maybe at the end of the day, this name continues its descent down and we'll be able to cash out even more. So let's see what Apple does right now. Good trade right there.
So I just took my out on Meta. It could not hold that 128. That long is going to go kaput. We did scalp out the first half of it, so we can't take a loss on it or didn't take a loss on it. But I just went back over to Affirm. I always say, like, when the market is making moves to the upside, find something that's a bum. This tried to break 950. I was shorting this early off 945, but this tried to break 50s and just flushed. I'm probably going to jump in front of this, in front of 950, just make a shot there. And I keep meaning to go back to CCL. It's like the third time I get distracted by something else. This time I'm going to get to CCL. Double top at $9. 50 period at $9. It's already breaking out. This is a strong stock today. Higher lows the whole way. It's got a bit of a flat bottom break look if it takes out 890. Like, that's a pretty clean channel. But that 9, I like CCL usually to go short like 99s in front of an even dollar level and scalp it. But that 9 sets up a break the same way Roblox does. Mullen is bouncing pretty much where I was looking for it to. So it's starting to catch a bid right at that 41 to 41.5. If any were to reload in front of 40, I think this is the spot I wanted to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get on this bid in front of 41 and see if we can't catch a fill here. I prefer being passive on a stock like Mullen because you might care about each penny or so. So we'll see if we can't catch a bid here. What happened?
No, I got SI for some reason down there. I don't know.
Where
I must
is
have
it?
had a stop or.
It's at 1250.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm bidding there.
Yeah, so we just got a 1250 bid right down there. We took it out. So we got that quick little scalp there on SI. Long off the VWAP right there. You can probably see it. Long off the VWAP. That's why I was there, and out for 10 cents almost immediately there on SI. So that was actually I would have talked about it. I got out immediately on that one. I actually forgot that I put that in there. So that's my bad on that one, but I just would have talked about it. That's why I was like, instantly, get out. Okay, so just a little bit of damage control here. You might see like my position. It didn't change. My price would have changed here because we did get some out. I got some out at 56 here on JP Morgan. Just didn't trust it. You know, we've made some mistakes on that name, so I did get out of a third there, less than a third on JP Morgan. Sorry, we got out of about 20% on the math. I have too many positions now. My Apple's going in the money now. Look at this Apple, guys. You want to talk about a trade? I mean, there it is right there. Apple just given to you. A couple good trades here for you guys this afternoon. I hope you're enjoying the show. We have over 5,000 watching. You got to hit that like button. Like, I mean, this is, the like button needs to be hit. Trust me on that one. So hopefully we can get that. Apple, nice downside move here. But I don't know, man. Do we just take the 40, 50 cents on this? Now JP Morgan back in the money. So good trade here for JP Morgan now working out. Wow. Again, we on one a little bit now, guys. So hopefully there it is. We'll just punch them out at 47 there, and now we're making money. So we're going to be positive on JP Morgan. I do have a bid at 40 flat. So if that comes in, man, we should get out of that a little bit more at 40 flat. So let's see if now JP Morgan wants to make a move back down. Apple did bounce a little bit. What was that very bottom? Let's put a bid here. Let's just put a bid at 40. We still have more to go. So we'll take another piece out here at 40 on this name. I like it, man. What a good day today has definitely turned out to be. So, again, hit the like button. Thanks, Bears versus Bulls. For everything in the moderation. And yeah, let's just keep on going, man. I love this show. I love being here. I might regret being here tomorrow.
It'll be fine. We're going to be there's nothing going to be going wrong. But I see you guys talking about HKD. It needs to break out of this range. I mean, if you want to have 28 long, fair enough. I'm just not that interested in this one unless it starts making a new range. I just got my reload on Silvergate and I got the reload on Mullen, so we'll see if it can start holding some of these bottoms. If it can't, look, if you can't hold 40 here, you might see like 38 or something along those lines. Like it was top up there at 45 and a significant one at that. Roblox, I might get out of Roblox soon, that short, because this looks pretty strong to me. Just to give you an idea, if you draw a trend line, it kind of goes like so. I don't have to draw it for you. But Roblox looks like it's just grinding and making higher lows the entire way here. And I might just get a dodge. The market's starting to come back in. There are weaker names than this to pick on. I feel like I want a firm to the short more than I want Roblox, Brendan.
Move down here, guys, for Peloton once again, down 2% on the day. There was this note that came out earlier. They're going to pay $19 million in a fine over the treadmill hazard in relation to that unfortunate case going back to last year. But big volume spike just came in back to the downside, rejected 870, which was that high from early on.
Piton, yeah, Piton. A good name there again, of course, man. Peloton's been, been beat down a little bit, needless to say, but yeah, still not a bad name there. If you're trying to pick up some kind of a I was just looking at JP Morgan there as we got out. Sorry about that. Let's go over to Peloton there. A good name if you're trying to like catch a bottom on something, but man, I mean, I don't know. Let's just see 8. What is that bottom? 7. Bouncing off a little bit here, Peloton. So yeah, good name. What's the volume? Only 5 million shares, not too many shares here, but I don't mind Peloton. I think it's a good one. Just watching out for the, we did. That's it, man. We did get it. All right, we did get our Apple fill obviously at 40, so there's another take for us on that one. JP Morgan is now plummeting, which, I mean, I can't be any happier with this trade, and I hope that you guys are as well. Our average price was 50. We just got a 34 fill there, and we're waiting for lower. So I do have a bid at 27. Maybe that hits, maybe it doesn't, but that's what I'm looking for right now. Lows here on JP Morgan. Let's get even lower than this, man. We'll put a bid at 33. Maybe that fills, but here it is. Nice pullback down in JP Morgan. And again, just reading the charts, man. Not trying to be too difficult with these trades, just putting them on. We can't hold overnight. So that's why when Neil and I looking at charts, you're going to see other traders, you know, this level's breaking, this and that. And like, we got to be flat at the end of every single day. So we need to make our decisions a little quicker and a little smoother, in my opinion. And we have to be more accurate because we just can't hold overnight and hope that something happens. We actually need to happen now before 4 o'clock.
Wish we could.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like if I hold, you know, maybe it would have been disastrous, but there are some great opportunities.
At this time yesterday, I was getting stopped out of a Silvergate short at $22.
Yeah. But what if you held the short, though? That's the thing. You had to have been willing to hold it.
There was a point a couple of weeks ago that I was short every single day. I came in and shorted Silvergate for like 4 or 5 days in a row, but you couldn't. I had to refresh it every single day. Like you can't hold it as a day trader. We are supposed to go to Brendan. I did grab JD back at that high of the day, so I reloaded JD. I kind of stopped out at break even, and I'm back into the short off those highs. Brendo.
Hey guys, 3 o'clock, 1 hour left in the trading session. Let's get you updated at 8 on how we fared so far on a Thursday. It's a red day once again, but with an hour to go. Hey, there's still time to improve on this. 0.88 right now for the S&P 500, downside 0.81 for the Dow. The Russell has bounced the highest, I guess, to off the lows. Russell 2000 specifically was down about 1.5% at one point today. NASDAQ Composite 1.09, 1.14 for the 100. So it's been all about, I mean, we were talking Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. It's been all about those today. The big ones leading the market lower here in Toronto, 0.35 for the TSX, downside among the most active from the watch list so far today. Amazon, Tesla, Bed Bath & Beyond, all discussed in the pre-market. Keep in mind, coming up next week, we have earnings coming through from Bed Bath & Beyond to kick off the week. In fact, I think it's Monday from this one, BBBY, guys. Coming off what happened today, that should be fun.
Yeah, for some reason,
forgot about that.
I'm glad you said that because for some reason I actually thought that Bed Bath & Beyond was late this week. So I'm glad because for whatever reason, I did think it was like, it might have been like Thursday or Friday, but no, it's next week. I did get Silvergate. I just want to go back over to another name because I got back into JD and I sort of led into that as we went to Brennan very quickly. But I had stopped out just at 66 and then it tried to get to the pre-market high. You can see that wick top at 66.12 on my 3-minute chart. And then you're sort of barcoding here when the market rolls over. I just like the risk to reward on this. I'm really not risking a heck of a lot in terms of the place where we're able to get it. I said I would take some out of Roblox if it gave me that move. It hasn't quite hit my bid yet. I want to go back to Meta though because this market's really pulling back in. And Meta, like, okay, so I got out when it took 28. It's not really falling. This is not a free fall on Meta. And if it continues to hold this up and we put in that higher low, speaking of that, that's like 10,850 on the NASDAQ. If we start holding that, Meta can just be a re-entry and then get back into the upside. Speaking of them, I did jump back into Mullen shares. But I haven't taken anything out just yet, neither Silvergate. I just want to see a little bit more of a bounce for it to be worth it. There's Mullen. I want to see it get back up to that 42. I don't know if it has the juice to take out 43.5. That's where it really started to reverse. Maybe that 43 is the apex of that recent move. And you guys were excited. Well, I won't say you guys. A few people were excited about HKD. Hey, it broke 30 here. What I want to see is can it get through like 31.5? That's the bigger level. Like it's been sitting in a channel, about a 10% channel from like 27.5 to 31.5. That's what it needs to break, and then it gets a little bit more exciting over there. And so much for Roblox breakout at 30. Roblox is just a short at 30. I should have just stuck with shorting Roblox in front of 30. I could have had 99s. If it gets back up there, I'll probably short 97, 98, 99.
All right, yeah, what's up to everybody? Thanks so much for joining us here again today, man. What a great midday show we had, followed up hopefully with a better show right now. Not a better show than the midday show, but hopefully we keep getting better as the day goes on right now. And we still have lots of energy, man. Join us tomorrow when me and Neil will both be doing the Hot Chip Challenge, which should be really fun. It's actually me, Neil, and Fahad. I've invited Brad to do it. He don't want to do it. But I think
I'm not breaking my chip in two. I'm having the whole thing.
You're having the whole thing. I'm going to break it in two.
I have to, man. I gotta.
You could go the whole way. I mean, I would do the whole thing. And
I'm doing the minute. I just got to keep it real. I just got out of Silvergate. That just broke VWAP. It just broke support. So I had to. I'm on this Meggle because someone was asking me about it. But I don't know if you guys seen the big shot. Like, we have other screens here. So like, I'll show you. This is the chart that you guys get to see on a real time. I don't know if we actually have this shot with the overhead, but
we do,
okay.
Brad.
Do we have it?
Brad.
We'll get it in a second. But I got a screen while I'm watching other charts.
Brad.
I got my level 2s over here.
Brad.
I have the chat that I can follow. But we're just really showing you one screen here.
Fahad. Guys, Neil's been asking for his screen for a couple minutes here, boys.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'm showing you guys this. This is me stopping out there. But if you see me turn my head or look up, I'm looking up so I can check a bunch of other charts of what I'm tracking. I'm turning my head so I can execute on a different level too. We're just showing you the one screen, just to keep things simple for you guys. But I did just get out of a Silvergate here when it could not hold on to VWAP. This entire market is starting to come back in. I do feel like it was a right call to jump out of NVIDIA, but it has not come back to VWAP. So this is still pretty well set up that the futures can hold up. Kind of like Meta, it'll be worth the reload if it can bounce off 143. It gave you a pretty good leg last time. I didn't reload last time. I think I got to do it here.
All right. Yeah, good.
Minesweeper.
So many good trades happening right now. I actually wanted to talk before you went off there on you're out, which is good. NVIDIA right there, or not NVIDIA, you had NVIDIA. Google right now, that was a good out, man. If you see, we got out right there, which was fantastic, and look at that drop right back down in. But look at this trade, man, Apple. Apple, we just put this trade on for you. So we just put this trade on for you about 10 minutes ago. Apple now 60 cents in the money. So that's a good one for us right here as Apple continues to fall down. Now going lower on this trade. There's the Apple break. We took that break right there, and here it is collapsing. Yeah, buddy, we've got that one on. So let's barbecue up some profits right now on Apple as it comes right back down to that 125 level, man. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. It's a big one. JP Morgan to the downside right now. Apple to the downside. And Brendan's always positive. Let's go over to Brendan.
Big spike here, guys, for this satellite provider. So this is a satellite company, IRDM, did actually trade up to 56 here on this note. Qualcomm and Iridium agreeing to satellite-based connectivity for next-gen Android smartphones. So we did actually trade up here, but look what's happening right now. Heavy volume downside for Iridium, IRDM.
Was a real trade to 56. This is the problem with chase. Do not chase moves like this, man. Like, just don't do it, especially on news, because you don't always have the full story, and the market can sometimes trap. Like, the algos just buy it up based on whatever they think the headline might be, and when actual people get into it and start making trades, it can get reversed pretty heavily, like you see. I hate when I see that, because people got stuck. Probably catching that top or buying some of those tops. It's always real people that get caught up there. The algos just take it to those levels. I'm going to get back over to Meta here for a quick second. Actually, someone just said go long Apple at 125.
Yeah,
so I'm looking. Look,
debating that out.
We're at this 10.85 on the NASDAQ where I did like a bounce. It's just I preferred Meta at this level, and if I could have gotten NVIDIA at 143, it's not there just yet, then I'd take that. So if we start bouncing off that level in the futures, it is Meta that I prefer, but I don't mind looking at Apple. Yeah, this actually is not bad. I see what you're getting at, but like, look at the difference. Like, Apple's just going down. Like, if the market's going to turn, like, which one looks better for a long? I don't know.
I'll give you my opinion. I'm not getting out of my short at 125. I think it goes lower. I think
Meta's strong. This is Apple's weak.
You're talking about Meta or Apple?
I'm saying someone said go long Meta or Apple 125.
Apple, that's what I was.
And I was like, Meta's the stronger stock.
Do not. I would say do not go long Apple 125. People are waiting for key levels to break on this name.
And they're just going short.
And 125, I mean, we saw it break 150, we saw it break 140, we saw it break 130. Now we're about to break 125. I'm already in this, and I hope that you guys are as well as we talk our way through this name. JP Morgan again, you know, ring the Reggie on this one as well. We've already taken some out down here as it's bottoming right now. I'm noticing this bottom again. Let's put something else on the bid. I mean, we're out of 60% now of this JP Morgan trade. And yeah, it's right there right now, bouncing around the 50 period. We already have our first short, not a great entry, but we weren't sure what was going to happen there. So that's why we took it pretty early, because again, it was the high there. It bumped up, it filled us, and then downside. There's another fill we just got at 35 as it's breaking lower. So I like the JP Morgan push here. We're right at some key levels right now. And I want to thank everybody. Oh, nice super chat right there. Thank you so much for that. Alpha Orange right now. $100 HKD, we like that. HK Hong Kong, I guess, dollars there, so that's a good one there. I already earned almost $1,500 US dollars, so let's go, man. Keep that money in your wheelbarrow. Don't let it fly out like that. We hope to earn big bucks together. Hey, man, I don't hope to earn big bucks. That's what we're here to do. So let's do that for you every single day. We haven't been negative yet, and we're not planning on doing that today. So let's see if we can keep that momentum going. Thank you so much, Alpha, man. $1,500. Great day, great day. That's the kind of days that you're looking for, whether or not you're an experienced trader or not. But in relation to P&Ls, we talk about that all the time. How much money does one expect to make on a day, so on and so forth? I think the important thing is try not to lose on average more than you make. And I think that that's, like, when I see a number like 1,500, to me, that if you equate that to real dollars, it's a fantastic day. To make $1,500 every day would be huge. That's a great living. That's fantastic, especially if you do something like day trading. Because we love day trading, so I think that's a fantastic earning to do that. But if you've been losing 3, 4, 5 grand a day or 2 grand a day,
that's the rub.
You know,
yeah.
That's where we go, right? That's why I have these stop orders in. When we take trades, I put out stop orders. I did a reel yesterday about that. Neil answered some questions as well. One of them was, do we always use stop orders? The answer is not always. Like when I'm getting out of these trades, I'm manually getting out. But when it comes to key levels and things like that, yes, I'm using stop orders to make sure they execute, and we have that trade. Wow, that was that Apple, we did not get out there at flat. And it danced around, and now the shot up. So maybe that is the wrong call. We're already out of 80% of this. We're holding last 20% of Apple. Let's see if it fades back upside. I think you could go short here again, 112.65, but we'll look at that.
Yeah, speaking of short, CCL's at 97. I'm really close to getting. I said I'd go short in front of $9, but I'll start it at 98. If I can get 98s, I'll try to grab those. We're back above 128 on Meta, so I'm just going to take another stab at this one, see if it can continue going. If I have to pick something long, I'd rather pick something strong, just to keep it simple. So, you know, you can go against the grain, and we've done it before. Like, there are days where I'm on the bid of whatever stock it might be when it gets to the low of the day. I'm just saying, hey, can we hold that low? Let's go for it. I just don't feel like that one. Not in this market. Not the way we've reversed off of some of those highs. There's my offer. Oh, you give me a break. It was just right here. We're right here on CCL. I was like, yeah, we're about to get the short. It kind of pumped up, and then now it's kind of going back to the downside. So I'll wait for it. Roblox continues to. It just kind of sits here. And the longer it does this, if this market bounces, it's probably just going to break out on me. I might just get this one out. I'll probably just get this one out. We're still gliding back to the upside on Mullen. But always remember, the second move not necessarily as good as the first move. Like, everybody wants this break to go like all the way. Like, you want that 40 break, and everyone's like, yeah, it's going to go to 50, 60. Well, it might get there. I'm not saying it can't get to 50 cents or 60 cents. It just might not do that today. So as a day trader, when I see that kind of a move happen and I reload it on that wick bottom, I am never expecting it to get back to the top. Well, almost never. Like 95% of the time I'm saying, okay, let's go halfway back and let's take profits somewhere out in front of 42s and 43s, and then I'll be perfectly happy with that trade. I don't really believe in that secondary push after it's made a capitulation like this. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I keep seeing UAL come up in the chat, and I'll bite. We looked at Delta. I'm going to assume UAL is just as strong today. If this low. There we go. Yeah, it's just as strong, but this is not really moving at this point. And the reason I like Delta on the higher time frame was, remember, Delta was not just breaking out of a channel, it was kind of breaking the 50 period on the daily. Just a couple of reasons why I like that one over UAL. That's why I'll probably come in and think about a Delta long tomorrow, not UAL.
All right, normally, you know, we're all about tech stocks, but we got another one on right now, and it's JP Morgan. So I put on 2 trades for you so far here this afternoon, right? Well, we got out of our Google trade, which was a good trade for sure, but we put on JP Morgan, which is now 30 cents in the money. We just got a 20, sorry, that was 30 cents. We just got a 27, Phil. Now it's bounced back up a little bit. So that has been a good trade for us so far. And then, of course, this Apple banger has been really good for me. Now I'm debating this. It's 320, so remember we have those imbalances that come out, and what are the imbalances? Well, they're, whoopsies, I just closed the wrong thing. I gotta bring that back up. Here it is right here. So these are the NYSE and the NASDAQ imbalances. I'm actually gonna get rid of, right now, I'm gonna get rid of the NYSE American. And this is gonna come out at 350. So these are definitely gonna influence, you know, the direction of stock and the direction of the market. So be very, very careful watching out for some of these. Apple's been a pretty big buy or sell. It's been back and forth, but it's been on here pretty much every single day. That's so true, we're going to wait out for that. Here comes Apple. Let's go, man. Let's hit the siren. Apple to the downside now. There it is, right back to today's low. So I talked about reloading that at 112.50. 125.60. We talked about reloading that, never came into play. And here it is right now, Apple testing day's low again, JP Morgan testing the low. And one name that we didn't go over at all on this show anyways, how about our friend Bed Bath and Beyond? Well, that short happened real early for me, man. Right when it was at $2, we've been cruising here. It's doing absolutely nothing. So we've already taken out the profit on this one. Look at this short, doot. So, I mean, look, it's been a huge day. I'm sure you guys can tell that. We're really happy with the way the trading's been. And let's just keep the momentum going now northbound for our net, but it looks like southbound. Wow, Neil, JP Morgan, a lot of these names starting to really fall down. JP Morgan right now into, hey, the 200? I mean, I'm taking something out here at that 200 period. Bang, right there at 13. Oh my God, that's a good one. As there goes JP Morgan down to the downside, man. We're here, and we're here tomorrow as well for the Hot Chip Challenge. Join us in about 24 hours and 30 minutes. We will be doing that. That's a big trade there. I hope I don't get like all delusioned and then I can't come back Monday and trade properly. It's the Hot Chip Challenge brought to you by TraderTV Live, happening tomorrow. Oh man, I'm going to have to figure out what to eat before that. People are saying yogurt, lots of protein, etc.
I'm bringing. Don't do it on an empty stomach. I'm gonna have a banana sometime in the afternoon show. I'm gonna bring some yogurt. I eat that every single day, anyways. We're back to 42, so I'm gonna ring the register. This is like. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't think it's going to the high. I'm long the stock. I don't think it's going back to the high, so I'm going to take profit out in front of 42 and then again at 43. I did just see something pretty interesting. I missed this 10 minutes ago. That Chat GPT creator, OpenAI, is in talks for a tender that would value at $29 billion. So that's pretty interesting. If you haven't heard about Chat GPT, that's pretty spicy, definitely. But also people are like, shh, don't talk about it. It's not going to be free forever, but it's pretty darn cool. Roblox, come on, Roblox. This is one of the stronger stocks out there, and I get it. I'm short it, but it's still holding up. And you know what? I said I would just get out at 80s. I'm out here. This stock wants $30 at this point. Like, you just saw the market keep flushing. All we get is higher lows, man. This is trying to get, it wants $30 at this point. So this is the only breakout I think left, unless maybe CCL makes a huge move here. I did grab some at 95 on CCL because I couldn't get the 96s and 97s. I am going to wait for 97, 98, 99 to get any more in CCL. But both of these are very strong. I just haven't taken a stab at CCL, and it's starting to roll over. And I just find that chart, it also happens to be the 50 period. So if it rejects this, I think it's got some room to run to the downside, especially on the imbalances. Reject the 50 period on the imbalance level. I could see some sellers being up there. I don't know if I like the reverse as much if it happens too late. I hate reversals too late. And why did I go long? That's give me a break, Roblox. What happened?
Nothing. I was just gonna talk about it. Brand new 52-week lows today. GameStop,
GameStop?
Yep, GameStop. CrowdStrike, Datadog, not Dada, Datadog. Rivian, Palo Alto, Zscaler. All decent names at 52-week lows. I guess Apple may or may not join that pretty soon. I forgot about AMD. I forgot that I had it. We had 10% left. I thought I had the offer to get out at that bottom. It didn't happen. I don't know. I was looking at my net. I'm like, why am I long something right now? And it was relatively small position, like I said, like less shares than Apple, same shares now as JPM. So that kind of sucks because we're supposed to get out at 84 right there. We take it out at 64. So a little bit of a slip up by me on that one. Hey, man, only managing 5 positions right now. So that's why and again, it just goes back. It's funny because I was talking about using stop orders.
Gotta use them.
That's where I did use it, but I guess I just must have canceled it. I always try to refresh to see, because what happens is that when we cancel something, it goes like into your activity log. So sometimes I gotta just make sure, but I do have my stop. Oh, you know what we have a stop on to go long was a stop break long on Tesla. I am now canceling that idea. With only 30 minutes left in the day, I am no longer super interested.
Breaks aren't great at this
Yeah, in this Tesla long up there, no. If it takes it out, great. Fantastic, and if it rips, great. But I'm not going to have the trade, so I don't like it anymore. I'm not going to take that trade on Apple going long, or sorry, on Tesla breaking that. No, I'm going to stay away from that one. Hopefully, you know, if you guys like it, you guys can grab that as well. Right now, Google again into the short now on Google, so. You know, we reversed some of these levels. This broke that 50, we took the short. So there it is, there's the short now breaking down on Google. So we got another 10-cent win on this, 17 cents on Bed Bath & Beyond. Huge trade here on JP Morgan, to be honest with you. That's gonna be a good one. That's 40 cents in the money. And then the biggest and the baddest of them all, Apple, it's still downside. Here it goes, breaking 125. That's a banger right there. Let's see what happens when it does break it, man. I think maybe more short. Do we go more short on this break? You know, if you look at the 20 period here, we've been here before, you know, we could break it. It's holding it now. I think I'll just hold what I have, man. I mean, it's 330 right now. It's been a big trade here, so we can do that. You know what we want to check out? I don't know what I saw. How did you know that? I was just talking about I was just going to go to HKD.
Because it just failed that 31 level.
Wow, I wasn't even.
It just failed 31.
That's funny. Like me and Neil were just thinking the same. I was going to literally say, let's go over to HKD because I know Luca had this one, and I don't think he got. I'm not sure if he's still in or what. I don't.
No,
think
he got out. I think. He
did. I don't think he did. I think he was long in here somewhere. We'll find out. But 30-31 anyways, maybe he did. You guys tell me if you're watching the midday show if he cleared that out. But yeah, 31 there for HKD, pretty interesting.
So I see someone in the chat just saying top up on Mullen. It's going to gap up big time. I'm holding till 10. Well, I mean, you might have heard Shawn say we're day trading. So that's not in my wheelhouse. It's just not something we can do. But if it does, congratulations to you. I always say make sure you have yourself an out and pay yourself out on some of these types of stocks. Remember 31 on not Mullen, on HKD. So there was 31.50. It needed to get past that. It does not. Now you're seeing it reject. That was probably a short that just got missed. And I paid for locates on this.
Watch Apple.
So I definitely, I paid for locates. I should be short this one. I'm going to add to CCL as it starts to break down. If CCL breaks 890, I'm probably going to jump to get more. But I'm going to give up on Meta. It's one of the stronger stocks. But at the end of the day, like that long was good. Those longs were good earlier. Now you're starting to break to the downside. And it is about those shorts. I don't think Mullen necessarily cares about what's going on in the overall market, but with Meta, I do have to care. And speaking of, now look at it fail on HKD. Look, it failed 31.50. That short's just absolutely gone now. This is what I mean by if 890 goes before imbalances come out, this is a flat bottom break. So I'm going to start adding to this one at CCL, just looking for that rollover as we go to Brendo.
Just watch Bed Bath & Beyond here, guys. Wall Street Journal reporting the company's preparing, in fact, to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy within weeks, saying. So Wall Street Journal, again, within weeks could be BBBY.
All right, I'm trying to get more short here. It's going to halt right now. So we'll see if we can get anything short on this. I'm already on the offer. Maybe I can get it. It's going to halt right now. Bed Bath & Beyond is going to halt right now. I still have this trade, so I'm still short this one. Now 20 cents in the money. I don't think there's going to be any way to get this name short, but I'm going to try to get it. Let's see if we can here get this name short. It's going to halt right now. Now.
15 seconds.
Now.
Why can?
Gonna halt now. Oh man, maybe not.
No, it's not. No, this isn't. It's because it's SSR. This isn't a halt. This is SSR.
Oh, this is not a halt. This is people
SSR.
chasing it down.
You can chase
Look
it.
at everybody chasing this down, guys. Right here on this, man. People chasing this. It is starting to go to the downside right now for Bed Bath & Beyond. Brendan just talked about it. Possible declaration of bankruptcy coming ASAP on this name. So Bed Bath & Beyond. I've been chasing this all the way down. I don't know how to get shares. It is
Once there's an uptick, you have a shot.
Yeah, it is SSR right now. You could cross down with like mid prints and things like that, but the chances of getting any of those, unless we have all the dark pool capabilities right now, but here's Bed Bath & Beyond on that new report. We are still short from the morning, guys. So we still have this short from where is it? From right here, from $2. We're still short, so that's good, but we're looking to get some more here on Bed Bath & Beyond, apparently getting ready to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, when it's SSR, all you can do is try to get shorts. You can cross down. If you get a fill, you get a fill, you get a fill. You need to get an uptick. So I'm going to sit there kind of crossing down, but I want to look at some sympathy plays because someone just said Carvana. I saw that. That makes a lot of sense. So you can see when one name goes Chapter 11, some of these others that have high short flows can start to roll over. This just broke VWAP. If it starts getting some acceleration, maybe breaks this flat bottom here at 463, that can be worth the setup. But I'm going to keep trying. Like, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to sit there dwelling on it unless we can catch a new fill. But I'm going to keep on the offer. I don't want to chase it too far. But the low is pretty much, I want to say right here, I'm just pulling up another chart so that I can watch it. It's at the lows right now for the morning. So as long as it's just barely breaking those, I want to be able to get some shares in there. You can maybe look at, GameStop was already getting crushed anyways. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at Carvana if that can make a sympathy move. But yeah, I've chased it 3 cents now. I guess I'm not going to give up till 175.
All right, I'm literally still trying to get this name short. So, I hope we can get it. I don't know if we're going to be able to. I'm trying to cross all of these different half prints and things like that. But you can see because it's SSR, you can't go down with it. All of these, everyone's doing the same thing that Neil and I are trying to do now. They're all trying to catch this. Yeah, okay, we can go to a small cap recap. Why don't we do that, and then we'll see if we can get some more shorts here or anything in Bed Bath & Beyond to the short side. Brendan with small cap recap.
All right, we'll keep an eye on BBBY, guys. 549 million buy-side imbalance just coming through as well. Let's quickly cover a few small caps we were talking about this morning. HKD, the big one. This isn't going to age well, but simple take of that pre-market break to the long side gave you $3. Obviously, it did a lot more than that. If you got out of the way and moved along to something else, however, you missed out on the bigger play. BLPH was the other one this morning. That showed its hand right out of the gate. As soon as the market opened, broke back down through 3. That gave you a shot short against 3. 350 was the actual level, but didn't really end up being a huge trade, just back to 220 for BLPH. Bed Bath & Beyond, however, also a small cap. Also, guys, moving right now, back to
Bed Bath & Beyond hasn't done anything, but right now Apple, Prad, is going to break this 125. So here comes Apple right now to the downside. Let's see what happens on this break. To the downside, Pratt. Let's go over here, guys. Right now, so it looks like Apple's trying to go right now. We do have a 125 right there, looking to break lower. So here we go, man. We're already short. We gave it to you. It's courtesy of TraderTV Live. There it is. Let's go to the downside right now. We are short Apple 125.80. We just put it on at 3 o'clock. So here we go. Nice downside move. 30 minutes. It's 80 cents. Take it for what it's worth. And there goes Bed Bath & Beyond. I am unable to get shares.
Still nothing.
Well, I have a position, but I've been trying since 82, 81, 80s. It's too bad that, obviously our system has to be in compliance, but it's too bad that it was SSR already, because then you would just be hitting the bid here and getting short, but it won't let us execute against that level. So there's absolutely nothing to do. There are a lot of mid prints going through. Those are bat Ys and stuff. I just don't have any of this set up, man. That's the problem.
I'm trying to get them. So there are mid prints going through, and I saw some deep prints on the dark, and I was trying to throw the ones that we have available to us. I can't catch a fill. That's just how it goes sometimes. We just got close to $30 on Roblox, so I said at first, I would just get out of that short. We did cover. It's now right at 30 even. It's double top 30. If it breaks 30, we're kind of running out of time for a nice breakout trade to happen. But if it breaks, I'll probably take a little something, reversing it a long. But I'm only wanting that short right tight to that high of the day. Now it's at 175 Bed Bath & Beyond.
I can't. I'm a little bit sick to my stomach, but I'm not really, because tomorrow
can't.
I'll be sick to my
There's
stomach.
no fills. It's not like you can get a fill right now.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so that's what I'm saying. There's really not much that Neil, myself, or anybody can do
It's
at
frustrating
this point.
it's
frustrating because
it's free money right now. Sure, you can't.
Yeah,
get
we
it.
just saw it drop down from 82 all the way down to here. Problem is, it's all these guys that are here in the dark pool. You know, now you're seeing it firsthand, and I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, you know, there's all this controversy behind dark pools. I mean, you guys should know a lot about that as already. But realistically, man, the problem remains the same here, and that is that you can't get any shares. So hopefully we will be able to get some at some point, but for right now, no shares in the pool here for Bed Bath & Beyond, just a name that we have already. Apple, again, bounces off 125. Net paw on that one. But look what's happening right now.
Money.
All right, we'll go fail. Slap the fail on that one. Stop that money stuff. Nice little move right down there. 134, you know, JP Morgan, maybe that's the bottom there, 135, sorry, for JPM, that 134.80. You know, that could be a level. I think about just clearing this out, man. It's pretty late in the day. This is a great trade. You know, if Apple works, great, but for right now, I'm pretty happy just simply getting out of this at 135, but let's wait. I mean, there's the break, so it just broke, so now I can kind of sit back, relax, and chill out on that one. Google bouncing off some of these bottoms, that was probably a mistake not to take that. Let's take our Google out now, and then we'll just worry about these imbalances later, but hey, we'll take 15 cents right now on Goog.
So Roblox is going to be the next thing, obviously, I pay attention to. It's at 30s on the bid here, sorry, on the offer, I should say. So I can show you the level too if you care. It's actually not a lot of size on the offer, but this is Roblox. It's not Bed Bath & Beyond. Why did that? Well, he's supposed to automatically switch, so it did not. That's kind of annoying. That one's still on Carvana. There it is. So Roblox right at that 30. I did add to it right when it got to 99, so I ended up with a 97 half short. That reverses the second we break, and now I'm going to go into the long. Maybe don't like it as much as I would have at 3 o'clock, but it's 3:30. There's still a little bit of time. Yeah, see, when you get a fill...
Did you get one?
When you get a fill, you probably don't like it. We'll see what happens. I remember I told you I was going on these dark pools on Bed Bath & Beyond to catch a midpoint. Like, I finally get one. I was sitting on it forever, and I finally kind of felt like a big stream of like dark pool prints went off at 75 and a half. I don't even know which gateway filled me. I think it was like Super Mid, or no, it was Boss X. I got like a midpoint Boss X or something that just filled the mid. So I got it, but this is sort of the problem. Like, when that news came out, it was here, and it's just like you're trying, uptick, give me an uptick, let's go short, let's go short, let's go short, and then you don't get anything until it's all the way at 175. So, you know, I chased it. We'll see if it actually goes any further at this point. It would be great to see it hold all the way to the imbalances and not check back above 180. But when the uptick rule comes into effect, or when something's SSR, that's just how it goes. There's nothing you can do about it.
No, don't be so negative. I think you could get a good fill there. We'll see. I mean, it's not going back up anytime soon. So I did, if you guys were interested, I did just tweet that clip out right now on that Bed Bath & Beyond. So if you want to go look at that, and that's when the level was 82, I believe, and we found it out. But, you know, unfortunately there, good thanks to Brendan again for that one. Good look there, Brendo, on that story. So thanks for that. And again, we'll just wait for it. Google, good out, man. There it is right there. We'll ring the register on that one. It's 17 cents or 16 cents on that short right there out. If you're wondering about this, we are going to get Luca and everybody to have the same kind of colors on their screens. It's short is purple, right? Bids are green, of course. Buys, doesn't matter bids, they're just buys. They can be out of shorts or entering longs. And then the sells are supposed to be red. So, you know, right there, there's a short. That's actually not a short, that's a sell because I had another offer. So that's another story. I'll talk about that after. But there's a short right there and there's the cover. So, you know, some good trading there on Google to the downside. And then, yeah, okay, so now, honestly, I know we're talking about Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm now 24 cents in the money, and you're going to see that, but we indicated it right here. I should be short there as well, like more short, but we're not. And there it comes to the downside again for Bed Bath & Beyond. And
you know what the other problem is?
This is where we're short at 2 right now from the open. I think I got probably the best price I could possibly have gotten, obviously. It did go to 215, but I mean, here it goes. This is good, man. I mean, keep on going to the downside. Look at this. The size is just following it down.
Because everyone is basically, you can get out of a long position on SSR. I hope that's clear to everybody. Like, this only applies to if you're trying to go short. Like anybody that's long can just sell their shares to the bid anytime they want to. It's just people that are trying. I'm still trying to. I was just trying to get more short. It's not like I wasn't even bidding to get out. I'm just trying to get more shares short here, and you just can't do it because I got one fill. I got one fill only, and at some point, whatever. I guess I'll start. I just realized something too. Like we had to pay for locates on this. So you pay for X number of shares to be able to throw an offer out, but remember, you can only offer that amount.
Right.
So when I was trying to put more like midpoints to throw out there, was a limit to how many different orders I could throw because you couldn't go past the amount that you paid for the shorts, and the shorts were cheap. It's not like they were that bad, but yeah, it's starting to come down here. Just everybody was trying to get shorts up at 78, and when it's a $1 stock, I don't know how much further it can go. You wanted to get 78, 79, 80. If you could, we got 75 half. If it breaks 170, maybe we see further than that, but it's just sort of gliding to the downside, and I'll keep taking a little bit out as we head further down. We got that Roblox long, just to update you. That's on the New York. Until it really makes it, the first push up, at least give me like 15, 20 cents, man, on the 30 break. See if we can, but it is 340, and that's the problem. Like this break on a daily chart, that looks great. On my 15-minute chart, I got no issue. Like a 30 break here, that looks like it's got all kinds of room to go. But there's only 20 minutes left in the session. If it's above 30 tomorrow, am I going to like the long if the market's still looking okay? Yeah, I probably will, but I got 20 minutes to get out of this trade, so unfortunately, got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm going to try to just set. I mean, Bed Bath & Beyond is still going to the downside.
It's
so
just
it's
going to keep
awesome.
falling.
I mean, it's just been an awesome trade here as it just keeps. I mean, look at this, man. Just keeps on selling off here. More downside, more downside, more downside. Like, I don't know, man. It's continuing to go here. I'm trying to get some shares.
Honestly, this is why my keyboard looks like this. We had this discussion. So, guys, come to my screen for a second, because I'll show you how ridiculous it is.
Wow!
Oh my goodness, this is how ridiculous this is. I'm gonna get some more shares out here because I have to.
It just
did another flush, because when it does that, I feel like it relieves some pressure there. So I was gonna show, these are all the bloody keys I have set up just so we have access to all these different gateways and ATSs that I was trying to get shares short on. But it just got to 66, I got some out, and that was a huge flush and rebound. So I'm trying to get more shares in this 65 to 70 range, because that one fill we got at 75, like give me a break. It essentially goes like 8% down from there, and then that was a huge spike of buy pressure that got relieved, because at some point everyone's chasing it down, they all get filled at once, and if you've taken no profit out, hate to be you.
Yeah, I mean, it's right back to 70 now again. I'm still just going to roll with what I have, man. I mean, like I said, it's been a really, really good trade here for that. What's bounced, though, has been JP Morgan. We talked about getting that out at 135. That's a little silly that we didn't do that there on JP Morgan. So bounced back up to 135.20. Our best out, unfortunately, is tens right there at that, but we don't have anything else. So that's kind of the bad thing about that. I was just liquidity seeker here. Yeah, let's go over to Brennan. What's up?
I just saw Mobileye, guys, pop up on a volume spike here. It's not really doing much, but a decent amount of volume coming through. Apparently, they're now close to what's called eyes-off driving with their supervision technology. So huge volume spike there for MBLY.
Okay, we're just going over.
Is that Mobileye, did he say?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, okay. I'm just watching this, man. I mean, Bed Bath & Beyond coming back upside right now. Good trade.
Oh, and Roblox came right back.
Yeah, and Apple bounced again. So we only have 10 minutes left before the imbalances now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just put a bid on Apple. I mean, we tried to be all cute with it and stuff, but Apple right now, we'll see as it's coming back in. I still want to see that 125 one more time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly on that, but I really feel that we do have an opportunity here to get that trades again. So let's just wait. I mean, with these imbalances coming out, Brendan brought us the imbalances earlier. What was it? 550 to buy. Yeah, not great, but I mean, we've seen those flip on their heads, so no worries on that one. So right now we're just short Apple, 60 cents in the money, JP Morgan, 50 cents in the money, and then Bed Bath & Beyond, 30 cents in the money. We have 3 shorts on, pretty happy with those, man. We'll probably just keep these the rest of the day. And, you know, if there are other opportunities that show up, we're here. There's always other opportunities, that is correct. So we will look for that. Maybe Netflix starting to make some moves downside, as well as the market is at, I believe, what is the day's low right now, is it not? Yeah, so we're just bouncing off again the day's low. That Apple helped that get to the day's low there. We'll see if it continues to bounce, but right now, some nice downside pressure here in the market.
Yeah, so like I said, as it made that flush back to the upside, that was everybody getting filled at once, probably catching some people short. I just took more shares out inside of that 65 to 70 range. I got 69s and 68s. Now I'm just going to hold on and see how low it goes. We'll see what happens with the imbalances. But while that was going on, that Roblox breakout, which is still on the New York Neal, that Roblox breakout got right up to like 310, just not much follow through. This is why I kind of said I'll size down, because at this time of day, there's just not as much room for a breakout to go. I said I wanted to still take it, so I left it in there. I probably, I'm not going to reverse CCL if it happens to go up at this point. But if we can't sustain this, I'll give it a few pennies beneath, and otherwise hold on to it on the short side. Mullen, I do have a small piece of that one left. It's still holding at the money, so I feel like that doesn't care what the market's doing. I have yet to get anything out of CCL, as I hit enter twice every time. But as this glides to the downside, I'm going to put a trailing stop in this as we get closer to 350 when the imbalances come. If CCL happens to come with a buy imbalance, it's up 2%, and that's a big level that could get taken out at 9. But I think we're holding Bed Bath & Beyond till the close.
Yeah, I don't even have any bids.
Oh, there was a question. Someone was saying, what happens if you're short a stock and it goes bankrupt? Well, it's not over. Declaring bankruptcy isn't like that's not game over for the equity. It's just at the end of the day, when you go bankrupt, it's a stockholder that you're last. But there's all kinds of restructuring that can happen. It doesn't necessarily mean it's completely dead. Oftentimes, it can remain listed. A lot of times you could go to the OTC markets if you choose to hold on to it and then test your luck in that regard. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting absolutely zero. Like that's a possibility. It doesn't always happen. That's not a hard 100% outcome. But what is, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's a very realistic outcome that you could get it. But the thing is, it's not like it's going to go bankrupt today or tomorrow. Like it's going to trade tomorrow.
What was
I don't know. What,
Hertz? Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Hertz.
yeah. They went down. Yeah. Well, everything went down. Luck and Coffee. DD, Luck and Coffee.
What a mess.
What else was recently? Oh, Revlon. That was the name
Revlon
that I was thinking about right
Revlon,
there. Yeah.
they declared, and like the next, that day or the next day was a huge squeeze because it had gone down so far already. I think it went to $1 and then it just squeezed.
There was no opportunity. I remember emailing Jeff. I was like, get us that symbol ASAP for what Revlon is because we wanted to trade it the next day on the show. But then there was really no volume. I think it's let me see what it is. Let's see if my memory's right. Rev RQ. I think it might have been. Yeah. Wow. Never talked about that in forever, and I remember the symbols. You can see right now, look, 16,000 shares for Revlon. So even if you had this name when it was back in, I believe this is the right symbol, even if you had this name when it was back on the NYSE, it's now 50 cents. You can get out of it if you want. 16,000 shares, not too much there, but the daily chart here, it is coming over to the pink sheets at $2, and then since then, downside move. So maybe the advice would be if a stock does come over, get out pretty quick because there's the move to the downside. But again, every company completely different. As there it goes, Bed Bath & Beyond, not there it goes, it's still doing the same dance, but it's still right here anyways at 168.
Yeah, that's just going to
What time is it? 3:45, so we're getting close.
5 minutes to go.
Microsoft's at 222, by the way.
Microsoft's having a bad day, but a lot of things are having
Microsoft's had a bad week.
Microsoft's had a bad week.
4 straight down days. I'm about to buy more, I think.
You know what's actually had a worse? Remember Nat Gas? Nat Gas down 10%. It's getting absolutely shellacked.
But oil's up.
I know, but remember, I feel like the ceasefire news is just worse for natural gas at this particular point. I keep checking back in on Tellurian. Tellurian's not at $1 yet, so I guess I can't do anything with that. It's just I've been looking for that to get to $1, and once it does, I'll get out. Oh, no, sorry, not get out, but I want to look to get into that one. I just wanted to capitulate a little bit further. I'm going to throw a stop here on Roblox. Instead of giving it to $29.90, I'll step it up a little bit because it's getting pretty late. So this break, it was a late day break. Sometimes they suck. I feel like this one sucked because it got 8 cents in the money and then it reversed. And that's not a heck of a lot, so we can't be too happy about it. CCL, I've gotten on the bid. I'm probably going to get a few more bids out here as we're about to get those imbalances. If there is like a big sell imbalance or whatever that pushes it down, I'd like that to get me some of my outs here on CCL, just on the off chance that we see it. We'll see what happens. It's absolutely not a guarantee. I never got that Affirm short because this happened. Remember, I was like, oh, Affirm failed 950. Let's try to grab it short. Well, I guess I could have. The problem with Affirm is like sometimes you don't want to chase a move, but then when this starts going to the downside, it's like you really can chase it, so you might as well just do it. And I didn't chase this. I was really concerned with shorting it where I got it earlier, which is 940s and 945s. But that one just absolutely to the downside. Rejected 10. Maybe we see a 9 break tomorrow. I'll at least have that in my back burner. Yeah, burner. Now it just made me think of the chip challenge. Like everything makes me think of that challenge now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in tomorrow, 3 minutes from now, like we're gonna get flat. I'm not trading through that.
By the way, we're getting ice cream. We've already determined that. We are getting ice cream.
Lollipops,
milk, yogurt, basically every single thing
everything, man,
possible here. I got a family.
What else you guys, so first of all, if you've done it and you know what works, just let us know, man. I'm game. Just if you think it's gonna help, then whatever, because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's
not gonna be.
It's all right. I mean, I'm gonna figure out. I mean, maybe I have to have something with bread for dinner.
I've heard people say eat a lot of bread, so maybe.
Some people are saying you have lots of protein and have lots of carbs. So
just eat.
We'll
protein and
carbs.
carbs.
Just eat everything.
Just eat it all. Man.
Eat it all.
Don't
maybe
do it on
tomorrow
empty.
I won't have that salad for lunch that we're always having. You know what I heard that works the best?
A gallon of milk. I'm not trying to puke.
Shout out to, I just saw someone, we should get Pepto-Bismol. Shout out to Richard V. He had the best idea.
That's not a bad idea.
of what we should be having. Actually, it's a scientific fact, this thing actually here. What's the best advice for this to eat is pineapple pizza. You know what? I'm doing the hot chip challenge, man. We should get a pie. But is pizza? I don't know. I feel like we should. Tesla owners right now.
First of all, like what? Am I going to eat a unicorn next? Something that doesn't exist? There's no such
pineapple
thing.
on pizza.
There's no such thing as a pineapple pizza because
it's Hawaiian.
If you put pineapple on it, it's not a pizza. And you're Italian, and you should know that.
I'm just saying. I think Richard brought it up. You mentioned that it could have been a good thing for that.
Yeah, I'm triggered.
So, okay, here we go. I'm going to be able to get triggered here with Apple. Right now, Apple, just as we called it, guys.
Honey?
I mean, let's go. I mean, what else are we supposed to do? When Apple was up here at 40s, I was like, nah, I ain't covering. I ain't doing any of that stuff. Right back down to 125. Look, we could be wrong on this and it doesn't break, but if you don't think it's going to break, then just get out, man. We're 80 cents now in the money, but we'll see what happens here. Again, holding. We are now only 40 seconds away from the imbalances. So that's going to be a tipsy-turvy type of thing, kind of like the stomachs will be tomorrow. But it's going to the downside right now. 125 flat is the spot here. Let's just see what happens as it's coming back in. We did cover our Google. That's a little bit of a mistake, obviously, there as it's coming in as well. But so far, so good here. Nice move to the downside. We've got JP Morgan. I'm bidding 135 now. I'm not going to make that mistake. Neil, now only 20 seconds.
Yeah, 20 seconds to imbalances. I've got my stop on Roblox. I'm holding on to CCL and Bed Bath & Beyond because the market's flushing, so I want to hold on to shorts. And I covered at break even. Mullen's not going anywhere. The retracement never got past 42, so that dip buy got you a cent and a half at best, and now I think it's just going to flush. We'll revisit that tomorrow, as there they are.
There they are. So here are the imbalances right now. BBD, not BBBY. 14 million shares to buy, 15 million shares, check it, to buy on that name, Vale, Intel with the sell, Amazon with the sell. There's my boy Apple. Peace out. The diamond hands is there, right there. There's Apple as it goes to the downside right now, breaking that 125 on the imbalance. So there it is, a nice little move to the downside there for Apple on an imbalance break. Downside there, Apple, Amazon, Google there as well. We got out of that one, boo. But now there goes Apple, man. It's really the only thing that I'm concerned with right there on the sell. Let's do this. There's $1 in the money for you right there on Apple. So, hey, man, again, really happy, really good. Good trade there for AAPL.
Is it going to match?
Oh,
not quite.
Ooh.
No.
Downside
The slope
move.
was bigger on Apple.
Market, yeah, what a good move that was, man. I mean, we absolutely crushed this trade for you guys here at the close. Of course, some wicks are going to ruin my chart again, but nice little trade there for Apple as we're still downside.
So, like, by the way, it's a lot of those names on the imbalances, they're at the top. They're Brazilian ADRs. So, yeah, they're all dual listed. Like Banco Bradesco was the number one there. Probably not going to do a heck of a lot of anything. I don't think they're going to move at all, unless you're watching it in Brazil. My favorite market in the world, the Brazilian market. But I'm going to get some I should have bids out because at some point we have to get out of this trade. So I'm just going to throw something out. I didn't see an imbalance on Bed Bath & Beyond, so there's looking like there's nothing happening there. But it is still kind of churning to the downside, although what was happening before is not happening now, where you had that, because it was SSR, you had that stacked offer where everyone was just trying to short it or short their shares or get shares short. Not happening. That's why you don't see that stacked offer. All that pressure was relieved on this massive volume candle. So there's always got to be a limit to how far you chase that for that reason, because everyone's piling on the offer, piling on the offer. Everybody gets filled at once. Maybe you like your fills, maybe you don't. That's why I got some shares out. CCL doesn't seem to want to go more than a couple of cents here. I'll respect that. I got 5 minutes to get out. I'm just going to have to get some of this out closer to break even, only a couple of pennies here. We'll revisit that $9 tomorrow. I think that and 30 on Roblox can be interesting. The market's at the low of the day. Roblox is at the high, but even though it's relatively strong and I like that break, at some point the market is just entirely too weak for something like this to continue to go higher than that 30 level. But it's been a good churn. It's up 3%. I think it can go more, but it needs some help tomorrow.
Yeah, no. I mean, yes. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. Apple, $1 in the money. We just tweeted that out. I like Roblox. I mean, I love to trade Roblox. There's lots of names that are great trades here. Bed Bath & Beyond still at this level. I know you're talking about getting out. Probably, honestly, the right call right there would be to probably get this out here on Roblox, on not Roblox, on Bed Bath & Beyond. So I don't know. Let's just see if it does tank down a little bit. What was that flush to 64? I feel like a 66, probably something like that. We still have 7 minutes, so we don't need to go too crazy on that right now. But still, some nice downside moves. Apple, I'll probably just get out if it takes it again. So if it takes it again, let's just get out. And what I mean by taking it again would be that 125. But here, wow, nice downside move. What is the 52-week on this name? Are we close to it right now? The 52-week low, 124.17. So a little bit of work to do, but I like the trade here for Apple.
Someone was just asking, should they hold overnight on Bed Bath & Beyond? Like, just remember one thing, because it's all about giving information. We're here to give you ideas that we see. What we want to take is day trades and why we do it, like why I just decided that we're not going to get the move on Roblox and I have to stop out there. That's just my decision making and what we happen to see in the markets. But I want you to know that the short float is over 50%. Oh, I mean, it depends on the source, I suppose, like 44 to 57%. It's high on Bed Bath & Beyond. And that means there will be shorts that are happy with today's move, but that also have to cover. And I'm not talking about day traders that are short like us, you know, they're getting to this thing late. Let me pull up the chart here, guys. I'm talking about people that have been short this the whole way and have been leaning on the stock, like the hedge funds. They're going to cover at some point because they're not going to wait around until everything is over. And that is your risk. And that risk can be explosive. If you saw what happened in Silvergate today, sometimes it is the case where you can, like, look what happened in Silvergate. The second the market opened up, it didn't continue, but it bounced. Like, there was a good 25% bounce. Like, this is what happened on the news. It was threatening like it wanted to break out. So that can happen when something is 50% short. So there is risk involved in holding an overnight short. I'm not saying it's not going further down. You know, I kind of think it will. I'm going to be leaning on first, looking short tomorrow when I come in, but I'm a day trader, and it's a completely different risk when you hold overnight. I think if you're playing puts, at least you can limit your risk some.
Bro, you're triggering me. You just said explosive.
That's going to be the aftermath. That's the aftermath.
You got to slow down on that talk there.
It's like an hour or two
All right,
later.
so there it goes. The market did flip over. Let's take this bid out for Apple. There it is. We'll end the trade right there. Good trade, man, for Apple. Got out at 125. It went down as low as 124.80 there. We were just sort of waiting for that flip to happen at 355. And what we're talking about for flips is quite simple. It's just right here. I'll show it to you. See, I don't see Apple here anymore, right? So at 355, did I say 125 is the price. Right, at 355, we get a flip up here. What that means is some of them get paired off. So I don't even see Apple here. It used to be a sell. I don't see it on here anymore. AMD still remains a sell. Where's Apple? Yeah, so someone's bought it. Like, without me, I mean, I could just do this. There's so many names. There's over 7,500 names in the stock market. There it is. Oh, I just saw it. APL. Yeah, it's a bid. You see? So look at that. Someone's already put in a 7 million share order to take this the other way. So yeah, we're out right now. Again, don't take this for a grain of salt, right? Like, don't, like Neil said, and I've been saying, we're here to show you everything. Just because these start flipping around and dancing like that does not mean, that it's going to go up or down off the close, right? If there's ever indexable, rebalances index action,
yeah.
then yeah, that can affect it, and generally it will stay. But you know, that again is something that can flip as well. They're very dangerous trades whenever you're making them in the last 5 minutes. So you know, just a little bit of cautionary tales there. We've both made a lot of money on the close and lost a lot of money on the close as well. So you got to be very, very careful with that kind of a talk. I'm going to get out of JP Morgan now. I was waiting. That was a bad move by me, man. We should have got out at 135. I will sort of, you know, obviously be responsible for the trade here and try to get it out at 25. Hopefully we can get that out at 25. Now it looks like it wants to take out. I should have just punched out. Now I have to, darn it, punched out 30s there. 33s on JP Morgan, 32s I think on JP Morgan. So out, didn't do a great job on that one, but still 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I just got out of CCL. We only got a couple of cents, but it's not moving. And I know Shawn just told you about the risks of looking at those imbalances. The other day, I think it was last week, and HKD is making that run through 31.50. It's too late for that breakout. 2.5 minutes left. I can't take it. It's just, that was 31.5 is kind of what we're looking at, but just can't take it when it's this late. But the worst, when I was asked last week about my worst trade, I was sort of talking about the story. I was up a bunch, and then sort of trading in the morning on, it was like a leverage buyout, and then it got smoked. But the actual P&L worst was on a Brazilian close trade. And it's, every once in a while, you might hear me complain about that market. It was ugly. It was literally the second time I traded it, which is not a good idea, putting on max risk the second time you've traded in that market altogether, and it was 100% FOMO based. It was because the first time I tried to trade that market, it was one of the biggest opportunities I'd ever seen, and so when I saw something similar, I decided, despite the fact that the first time was an A+, and the second time was maybe a B-, I would just go all in anyways out of FOMO, and that was a bad decision, and I suffered for it. So we try to educate here, but when Shawn says that can be risky, understand it's very, very risky. So Bed Bath & Beyond, there's only 2 minutes to go. I might just get the rest out on the bid here. This is not going anywhere at this point, so just keep. It's been sitting at 168. I don't know if you can see, guys, here. 168 has just been holding for the last 20 minutes, whatever, however long that is. It cannot seem to break it, so I'm just going to have to get out here. I'll give a little bit until the last second or so, but it's not breaking this 168.
Yeah, no, I got out of Bed Bath & Beyond, so I actually got a 68 fill. I took it a minute ago. So that was a good trade for sure. Fire extinguisher, that'd be funny.
You guys are out of control.
These guys are out of control. Okay, so yeah, good trading there. Apple, good out for me on Apple as Apple's starting to go back up to the upside. I hope you enjoyed the show. There's only a minute left. We need someone on the bell, maybe Lucas on the bell or Fahad, somebody. We only have now less than 1 minute. If any of the traders want to go on as well, they are more than welcome to do so. Right now, 125.05 for Apple with only 40 seconds to go. Yuck. I'll leave the recap to Brendan, but it's not going to be a pretty one as the market continues to move downside right now. We've done an absolutely great job, I feel like, in the afternoon covering a lot of these names for you. Nike trade, JP Morgan was a great trade. Alphabet, Google, Apple, whatever else we had. You do whatever you want.
Ring it how you want to ring it, man.
You're the man.
Don't worry about us.
Fahad is the man, by the way.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. We sort of gave him the runaround from this morning because he just tapped it. But I appreciate the tap.
Well, it's because we've had our eardrums broken
is
before. Oh, in 5, 4, 3, 2, medium. Let's go. Okay,
that's a good one. That's a high quality ring right there.
But here's the thing, like, it's actually closer. Like the guys on the bridge are a little closer, and I think when that happens, they're actually a little bit more upset than we are at how loud it is. But I'm not going to name any names, Brankles.
I feel like that one was I think that was pretty. That wasn't like not a Randy.
That was a 6.5 or 7.
Well, that was a 6.5. Yeah, okay, I agree. Yeah,
Randy does like 8, 9, 10,
11. Yeah,
Randy break the mallet, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to the desk here, and we'll wrap this thing up for a Thursday. What's up, Brendan? How do we finish?
Yeah, 2 in a row, guys. Downside red once again, unfortunately, right across this entire board. Once again, NASDAQ leads the way, 1.64. Sound like a broken record here. 2 days in a row, 1.64 there for the NASDAQ, 1.17 for the S&P. Dow, full percent when all is said and done, 1% as well. In negative territory. Everything else at the bottom there, nicely positive to end the day, but maybe tomorrow we get, remember, non-farm payrolls at 8:30, guys. So that should theoretically set the tone for the day for Friday.
Yes, it should. And
set the tone.
We're going to set the tone tomorrow because 24 hours from now, Like, see what we're doing here? We wrap up the show and we thank everybody and we thank you guys for a fantastic show. I'm not entirely certain how we're going to pull that off because I don't think we're going to be able to talk very well. I don't know this for sure. My gut tells me.
I know it's for sure.
My gut tells me Brendan will be talking 24 hours from now, and the two of us, like, I'll be probably, my eyes will well up. Hopefully, I'll last 1 minute before I have to get milk or whatever we have.
The show is on Brendan from 3:50 on. I mean, you're gonna try to hold it for. You're gonna try to hold it for a minute.
1 minute. I'll eat the
No,
chip.
No.
And then I'll go.
Dude, I saw the videos, man.
1 minute.
People are literally.
1 minute, man. We can put a
Try it.
Yo,
countdown.
Fahad, get a countdown. Yo,
I'm
can
gonna
we
do
get a
some of this.
countdown on?
I'll be like Miyagi
Yeah,
Do.
We
I'll
need
be
a
doing this.
1 minute countdown.
Just mental.
Can we do that, Lucas?
The mental going.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna do the Bills-Bengals game is not resuming.
That
just hit my
that
just hit my score app there. So I agree with you. I don't think it should as well. But now we don't know what to do for our fantasy. So I think I'll just. I was losing heading into that game.
I conceded because I was getting my ass kicked.
Yeah,
Or you just split it.
I'm only down like 12 points, but it was Mixon, Higgins, and Boyd versus Allen and Gabe Davis.
So split it.
It's kind of close on that.
split
But you know
it.
the problem is I'm getting pushback because the guy I'm facing, who's my damn brother,
Come on, Michael. I was gonna say.
he's like,
your
oh,
nickname,
but
I'm not saying his
but he
nickname.
goes because Boyd caught that touchdown.
I know.
So he kind of
Funny,
wants
they
to
both look like
count
they're
that,
looking
and
at
I'm
me.
like, dude,
You guys are
Cincinnati also had 2 possessions versus Bills 1, and it'd be nice to get Josh Allen playing from behind.
Michael's probably not watching this.
I
but
already conceded. I'm
just
like, guys,
split it.
oh no, it's not about the money.
It's
care
a
about the money.
It's a principle.
I'm all about
Principle
this.
is priceless. They don't know what to care about. No, yeah, principle's priceless.
I want to raise the trophy.
yeah,
So that's
just
the
split-
thing.
just split
That's
it.
why I'm thinking. But there's also another point. Excuse me. Apparently, Joe Burrow is not playing this week
Yeah, but
because they have nothing to play
yeah,
for.
no reason to play.
So for him to carry forward his guys when he needs Burrow throwing to
That's
them.
not fair.
Yeah,
Just
so
split it.
this is
Season's
really
over.
okay. All right, let's go. Brandon's like, what the hell are these guys talking about? World Cup or something? All right, let's go, guys.
Look at the look on his face right now. It's just.
Brandon's all about F1. Anything happening in F1, Brendo?
It's the off season. There's nothing. Yeah.
All right, there it is. So not much
Don't
happening.
talk about
Okay.
Cadillac,
All
bro.
right, thanks again.
No one
Tomorrow
cares.
at this time, you better be tuning in. We should have record views. Tell everybody, your wife, your kids, your friends, your pets, everything. Log in tomorrow. Quite frankly, 5,000 likes was not enough, but we're going to do it anyways. And we're going to be here tomorrow. So thank you to everybody today. Prad, Lucas, Fahad, I guess, Sharif, Luca.
We're screwed.
Everybody, thank you so much. It's been a great day. And thank you everybody out there as well. Thanks Bears vs. Bulls. Thanks to all the viewers. That's Neil. That's Brendan. I'm Shawn. We're Trader TV Live, and we're going to be back tomorrow. Ciao.
Ring of fire.